Hello, everybody, and welcome back to day 3 of isolation here in 2020, Coronaville. Steven, run around the circle. If you're unaware, we're using our time here in isolation to stream. Steve and I have been together since the very beginning of this thing. We were traveling on business when it hit, and you're going through the shirt for the mic. I appreciate the commitment to the effort. It's okay. I'm just gonna not say anything. I will say, while we're doing this very moment where you're scratching the mic all up like that, if you're watching us, how do we look, how do we sound, and not how do we actually look and sound, but how's the video quality? I have had enough comments about my hair. Anyways, but really, if the audio's off or it doesn't sound right or it doesn't look correct, let us know now so we don't get 2 hours into this thing and find that out. Issue. Yep.
Let's go,
But
friends.
we're back. I mean, this is what, day 3.
Feels like I've been here for years.
I think we've streamed at least 5 hours both days. Yeah. So this is like hour 11. And the reason I even mention that is Steven put in a couple hours beforehand. We're doing an Arkham campaign, Arkham Horror, and we're taking the newest investigators through one of the most infamous series of campaigns and scenarios.
The Forgotten Age.
Yeah, the Forgotten Age. And 11 hours in, this is what's fascinating. If you add the 2 or 3 hours of work you did beforehand, and even you already knew how to play, so that's interesting. But we're 11 hours in, and we're just now getting to the point where we're entering the first scenario from a pack. Yep. So we did the deluxe box, the Forgotten Age deluxe box. Ton of content, ultimately, right? And I think it points to, we talked about it yesterday, but yesterday, literally, Fantasy Flight announced the new Arkham Horror Investigator starter decks, which is $15 for a fully playable deck, 5 different investigators. Apparently coming out in a couple months, to be determined with all the delays going on and whatnot. But I think that really points to how great that product is going to be. For current players, I'm a newer player, but for current players, it's a ton of new content. I think it's like 80% new cards.
They said that it was 80% new cards in those decks. Now, obviously, you're getting 5 new investigators. I don't know if that's considered in the content calculation, but you get 5 new investigators to play, which I think any current player is going to be interested in having that in their library. Then you get even 70% new cards across all of those decks is absolutely amazing. I mean, that's like a tremendous number of new cards. That's more than I think like probably a cycle's worth of new cards in terms of player cards.
Way more.
Math,
so like a normal pack over here is 60 cards. Mm-hmm. And have you opened that pack yet?
Yeah, it's open.
There's
probably 1 to 2 player cards for each faction in these packs.
But it's like half or less are player cards, right?
Mm-hmm. Easily, yeah.
So like the scenario decks are full of, like, it's your upgrade path too, right?
Yeah.
In the starter deck.
So the starter deck is going to have a ton of new cards. It's going to have upgraded cards. It's going to have base cards, level 0 cards for you to start out with. It's a fully playable deck plus some. So it's going to have a ton of cards in there. And new players are going to want that because it's the easiest way to get into this game. Existing players are definitely going to want that because it adds a tremendous number of new cards to the library and it expands all different deck building options for you. So in light of that, we've just launched, literally right before we got on.
I'm going to grab a link to that.
Yeah, just launched a new subscription specifically for this kind of product, the starter product. We were weighing the pros and cons of sending it through the supplement sub, which we had talked about yesterday. That was our intent. But a lot of people are saying they don't necessarily want Blob or Barkham, or they have those spoken for elsewhere, but they still want to get in the queue for the starter decks. So that'll be a separate subscription. We don't know if they're going to do more than this first wave of starter decks. My presumption is that it's going to sell incredibly well. Not necessarily because all these new players are getting in, but because at the beginning, a lot of the current player base, like myself, are going to want to buy all of these to get the cards.
But I think that's going to make the long tail of that product way better, which is up front, unquestionably, there's almost more Investigator now having played.
Sure.
Investigator cards coming out at once than you get maybe across a whole year of packs.
It's a ton of new player cards.
A big spike, and then that's obviously I think going to make sales happen up front. But then in the long term, it is going to be the best product for new players to get in. And Arkham is one of those games as a co-op LCG. They have longer curves, so like people basically still get into this game now. We've seen people chatting here that either left the game or have kind of been too intimidated by it, that are starting to buy in now because it's just literally, oh yeah, I get it. This is awesome.
Yeah, so they're bringing a lot of new cards. We've split out into a separate sub. I think that Asmodee/FFG is going to look at those sales numbers and say we should keep doing this. If I know anything about modern business, that's probably the calculation going to be made. So if you get in the sub now, then you'll just get all of the starter decks moving forward, and that means you'll always have the new cards from those decks. So we put that sub up. I think Zach just sent everybody a link. You can also find it on our website. If you can't find it on our website, I failed at my job, so please write in and let me know that I am doing a poor job of letting that be found.
Speaking of your job, apparently someone is saying that it sounds like I'm shouting and you're being very quiet.
Okay, good.
So audio feedback, thank you.
Yeah, I listened back last night and I sounded a little loud. All right, try that. How
Strikes
about
and
that?
gutters, you know. We'll see how it sounds. Also important to note on the subscriptions is that that's also a great way to lock in those decks without having to pay for them right now. I know things are crazy right now, economically speaking, so it's kind of a good way to get in line without having to do it.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. So we've done that. We've also launched an entirely new thing for us. This was basically came out of...
Let me pull up the first comment of literally of this stream that I saw, which is from David Lieberg, who said, "Nice, thanks so much for doing these. Have you guys found a way for us to tip you?"
Yeah, so the number of like emails and private comments and messages, and then combined with also public comments and whatnot of people saying, we really want to do something, we really want to pitch in somehow, we just give us a means to do it. At a certain point, you really just can't, you can't stop whenever everybody's yelling to give you money. It's hard to resist that at a certain point. So we've yielded to it. We have never wanted to do ads. We hate ads on videos. It doesn't make any sense for us monetarily too. I think I looked at it a couple of days ago. 1 million views on a video is somewhere between $1,000 to $2,000. We're not going to be anywhere near that on these kinds of videos. So it has diminishing returns as you have less of a view count. So like that doesn't make sense. I also don't want these streams, and Zach doesn't want these streams to be interrupted by videos or ads as you're watching. That's just contrary to what we
I can't stand ads.
Believe.
Like it's so against. It would have to be so much money. It's unreal.
A lot of money, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I also hate pop-ups, right? Like on websites, that's just another like personal factor. But the response that we got in terms of people that love the fact that we're streaming, that love watching what we're doing, and for years we've had people internationally, or maybe people that want to buy their products from a local store that they want to support, wanting some way to support us. So there's only so long and so many people saying that before you just try to figure it out. And like I think the thing for me is I'm always interested in, if possible and where possible, right, is I'm okay getting money from someone if I'm offering genuine value. And I think as a business, right, we've always seen Covenant as a business. And so we started Covenant in 2007, so that was at the front end of YouTube and social media and stuff. And since then, I think it's a lot more normal now for people to be content creators or influencers or whatever it happens. And to me, content was always just a tool that we used to help educate people and share this thing that we love, which is tabletop gaming. So that always felt weird too, where it was like taking payment for this thing that we're doing.
That's kind of freely offered. And I agree. And I think so what we've decided to do here is there's a $20 a month membership that's on the site now. It's called a content membership.
I'm going to link to it.
It's on the front page of every category on the stores. If you just look for it, it's that. Basically, it's $20 a month. It's not going to, at least right now, lead to any special benefits. There's not going to be any exclusive content. We're not going to do anything weird. And it also isn't going to decide whether we do these streams or not. Like if nobody does that, we're still going to be streaming every day. If 1,000 people do it, that's amazing. We're still going to be streaming every day.
If 1,000 people do it, we might be streaming a lot more often, regularly.
It might be a different business
a total
that we come
pivot
back with
into
after COVID.
And you know, I mean, it's interesting because like there are so many games. I posted on the YouTube. I'm exploring the YouTube social tab, right, where you can make a post. And we were talking about potential games we could stream, right? I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So the first test I did was a poll that was like, which of these Star Wars games would you be excited for us to play on stream? If we're streaming 5 hours a day, we're going to get to a lot of games. Unless this Arkham campaign takes another 82 hours. But
it won't.
The reason I say that is that a classic example of this is a lot of our content over the years started really focusing on helping people learn how to get into these communities. And then once they were in, you know, our content wasn't as useful. The live streams helped, like us revisit games way more efficiently. But when we're producing the content back in the day, it was like it had to be really worth it, right? And so we wanted to do the highest value thing we could do, which is we thought helping people learn how to get into these games. But I posted that poll, right? And it was literally, here are the 5 Star Wars games that I have ready, in a ready form to actually do this. And it was like Star Wars CCG, Star Wars TCG, Star Wars LCG, Star Wars Destiny, and Star Wars X-Wing. And X-Wing is a game we used to create a lot of content for. And then we haven't done content really for that game in a long time. And it's a weird scenario where like we have a bunch of people who would love for us to create X-Wing content. And it just, we don't feel like we have a way to really contribute there. But in this way, you know, if there were perceivably enough people interested in our content on that level, it opens up the door for us to do a lot of really different kind of things. So potential new paradigm, almost being encouraged at least here from the pandemic that's happening globally, and just the sheer number of people. It blows. It's still hard for me to really process, but the number of people literally reaching out to me directly and saying, "What can I do? What do I need to buy? How can I send money, et cetera," to make sure that we can weather the storm and we're as strong and as healthy as ever coming out of this. So even if that was just a thought of yours, if you were concerned about us during all of this, if that was on your mind, really thank you so much. And thank you for watching and for your support all throughout the years. We really appreciate it. And if it's something you're interested in doing, especially now, because it's like literally
this is it.
You know, it's just amazing. So genuinely, from all of us at Covenant, it is much appreciated, and we're going to keep doing everything we can to bring tabletop to the world and make this a positive community for people to be a part of. So really appreciate it.
And just a quick note on the technicalities there, just so it's, we're calling it a content membership. It may last past COVID, it may not. We're not quite sure how that's going to go. This was really brought in because COVID is such a unique situation and it has affected our business in a very dramatic way. So we thought, well, we'll see if this works, and if people want to do this, we'll give them an avenue to do it. And then past that, there's some weird stuff on the site because subscriptions are typically tied to products. So a lot of the verbiage on the site and a lot of the things in the checkout are somewhat confusing now because there's no products in a $20 a month just content membership. So anything that's weird, just kind of ignore it if you're into doing that. It's just $20 a month. You can cancel at any time as usual.
And if you run into any problems, hit us up on chat.
Yeah.
And we'll take a look for it.
We'll make it happen. Let's now move into the
stream.
Arkham side of things. Less Covenant, more Arkham.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to kind of recap what happened last time. I know that it was yesterday, and it feels like a long time ago.
Yeah.
We ran out of this kind of, in my mind, ruins that was crumbling around us, Indiana Jones style, with the Relic.
Well, and before that,
we got out.
We went on this like underpaid expedition.
Yeah, we could only take a couple of things. Couldn't even afford binoculars.
Very, very low budget thing. And we went into the forest. We found this temple. We went into the temple. We found this relic from time, and we escaped as it was crumbling. Then we went back to Arkham. Is the name of this? Is that the city? I believe.
Yeah, Arkham is where it all happens. Miskatonic University.
And we decided not to put it on display, the relic, and we decided to study it. But then my good old friend Iktaka, I believe that was her
showed up
name.
at your house.
She showed up at my house, not in her traditional ancient garb, and was like, "Hey, whatever you did, we have to fix because the world's about to go crazy." So I presume now we're heading back to the jungle.
That may well be the case.
But before we do that, so the concept of this stream series, we had planned this even before this happened. Yeah.
It was
going to be several weeks. Yeah. But essentially, we started with a $200 budget, which was a core set, the Forgotten Age Deluxe, the Dream Eater Deluxe, and then all the packs from Forgotten Age plus 2 packs for our investigators. We built our decks. We got that going. I'm playing Tony Morgan. Steven's playing Mandy Thompson. And we played through the first 2 scenarios. And after every scenario, we were going to give ourselves a $40 budget, which is to go towards components like the boards and the tokens, new packs, new stuff we want for our investigators. So after yesterday's session, I had $40, or plus we saved 15.
Technically, yeah.
So I upgraded into the Forgotten Age Mythos board. I also upgraded into the Mythos token player set.
Yeah, the investigator set.
I'm out of my depth here, obviously. And that's what I did. I haven't updated my deck. I have 6 experience to spend. And I'm poisoned. I hope that I get to use that medicine that we have to get.
Yeah, hopefully. Also, and then we had some money left over too. I think we had about $15. So I went ahead and picked up a set of investigator tokens. Somebody requested that we peel these on stream, so I'm actually going to do that. And the amount of things that I've peeled in my life from this, this process is incredible. So, your results may vary in terms of speed. So we've got all the products that we need, and then now the decision is, Zach, you've got 6 experience, and I have 4 experience, and we're going to talk about some of the ways we might spend that over time. Also, real quick, everybody who's on the stream, just welcome. We're glad to have you here. We're happy you're here. We know you're tuning in from all over the world. This is the beauty of games. They really do connect us universally. It's kind of a universal language we all speak. So we're just happy that you're here, and we hope that you'll not only speak to us in the chat, but feel free to talk to each other, conversate. Most people are probably in isolation as we are, so please keep each other company. Also, just another reminder that the reason that Zach and I are here comfortable doing this as we are is not because we're in violation of particular guidelines or anything, but we spent all of Gamma on planes and in each other's company and whatnot. And after we got back from Gamma, that was a couple of weeks ago, we've only seen our wives, so we've been very much isolated since that time. And we haven't shown any symptoms, nothing has happened from that, so we feel pretty confident that if either of us were to have gained it from that event, we would have shown symptoms by now, according to all the scientists and the doctors, well before now. So given that, if we don't expose ourselves to anybody new in the time frame between now and the end, then we should be good. So hopefully that's true, unless it's spreading through the water supply or other means. So
if that's happening, we have way bigger problems.
I'm disinfecting I'm only doing pickup/delivery for groceries and doing that as minimally as possible. When I get home, I'm disinfecting all of those things with actually a bleach solution. And then I am washing my hands thoroughly after that and wearing gloves whenever. It's pretty
serious.
tremendous. So
yeah, and the number of I won't go into my hand washing routine, but it's extensive. Everywhere you leave and everywhere you show up to,
disinfect at all times. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about what you might upgrade into here, Zach. I know I've seen your short list of cards that could be beneficial for you. Let's just run them down one by one. Talk to me about your choices. We'll pull them up on the screen as we go.
Yeah, do you want me to pull up my Arkham DB?
No, we should be good. We've got them on the database.
Okay.
Bryce can hit them.
So essentially, I made a short stack of cards here that I'm interested in upgrading into, and I also discovered, I'm coming into this relatively new to Arkham. I've played a handful of times. I've been following Arkham since the very beginning, etc. But I haven't really ever been this deep. And so I'm seeing cards for the first time.
You start to get the deck building in this game, Zach.
Yeah,
it'll get you.
It's a different layer. It's a different angle than the decks I'm used to building.
You know why, actually? Because you don't have to consider the metagame of what your opponents are doing. You have to consider what it is that you want to do best and how you can maximize that efficiency.
Which I think is one of the major boons of any co-op or role-playing game. Right?
Yeah, it's like
that you can lean into that.
This is my character.
Yeah.
So start with the top card. What are you thinking first?
All right, so the card thematically that appeals to me the most is called High Roller.
Yeah.
And so I didn't even see this the time before, but it's a 2-cost asset. It doesn't take up a slot, and it gives a book and a fist if you want to contribute it. But essentially, you can spend 3 resources and exhaust it, and you get +2 skill value for the skill test that you're doing. If you succeed, you gain 3 resources.
Nice.
So you get +2, and then if successful, you net a resource. If you fail, you lose 2 resources, obviously, from the investment.
Technically, you don't net a resource, do you? You spend 3 and then you
gain 3.
gain 3.
Oh, you spend 3 and you gain 3. There
so basically, you invest 3
yeah.
to get a better shot at success. If you fail, you lose 3.
Yep.
But if you succeed, you get them back.
My whole shtick with Tony is I have my bounty contracts. I can spike up money pretty quickly, and then obviously it's kind of a win, it's a momentum card, right?
Yes.
So if you are succeeding, you're getting money from the bounties. And if this is helping you succeed to get the money from the bounties, you're also not losing money from it. So I really like that card in general, but I also like that thematically. Mm-hmm. Just the idea of being a high roller is hilarious.
You're a smart deck builder, because think about the synergy with not only Switchblade, but Lucky Cigarette Case. Win by 2 or more, draw a card.
Yeah.
I mean, that card is working together with this deck very well.
Totally.
As well as the Crystallizer with double skill icons.
So speaking of Switchblade, I also really like the experienced Switchblade. So it's got 2 pips, but it's been changed to 3 in the errata, because it also gives you, instead of the normal Switchblade, which let me find that wherever it's at, it's here.
Yeah, right there.
So the normal Switchblade is if you succeed by 2 or more, this attack does +1 damage. This one does +1 damage, but you also get +2 to the attack.
Yep.
So combined, right, it's like all of a sudden I could have an attack at +4, which means my odds of succeeding are even higher. The extra damage from the Switchblade, I get my money back from the High Roller. You see where this is going. So I really like those. High Roller's only 2. Switchblade is 3. So what I was also looking at is I only have 6 experience to spend. Only 6. I think that's probably a decent amount. So I basically have as an example, if I go with 1 Switchblade and 1 High Roller, That's going to cost me 5 experience.
That's an ugly, 3 experience is an ugly number, unless you're doing like 2 3s to get to 6.
But
it always throws
I
you
do
off.
have a good card I was looking at that only costs 1 experience,
Okay.
which is the upgraded version of Leo
Oh,
DeLuca.
Leo, -1. People pan this card sometimes. They say, why would you spend an experience for 1 resource of savings?
Well, because we've got 6 sessions left, and I've got 1 experience left. So I'm looking at it. I really like Lola Santiago.
I think the main reason you spend that 5 to get that 5 cost Leo, he's priced accordingly because that first turn drop of Leo giving you an extra action right off the bat is way more significant than the 6 cost where you have to wait and get the resources and spend them all, etc. So it's much better.
So what I'm looking at doing is adding a Switchblade because I only have 1 Switchblade in my deck.
Let me zoom us into the table. You guys can get a little look at this.
So I'm looking at literally adding a Switchblade, upgrading Leo, and then adding a High Roller. And I'll probably, next time I get experience, hopefully we get at least 2, add the second copy of High Roller because you can have them both in play. And all of a sudden, +4 could be pretty good.
What is your, do you have any 1 cost, other 1 experience cards that you might add?
I don't think in my stack. Cat Burglar.
And any other 2 experience cards that are particularly juicy for you?
So I really like Lola, but she's 3. Lola Santiago.
She is 3. You probably pick up experience or charisma with
High
her.
Streak is really good, but it costs 4.
Yeah, yeah.
Skeleton Key's 4, bar times 6. Sure Gamble is 3.
Yeah, so you've got, Rogue usually has some pretty high experience costs for what they want to do. So let's go with your plan. Why waste a good thing?
That's
so
right.
Show me the swap-in process here.
All right, so I'm taking Leo, and I'm upgrading to the better Leo. So I'm going to take this Leo out, and he's going to go down in cost, and he's going to come over here.
And that costs you 1 experience because 1 minus 0 is 1.
And then I have to decide what I'm doing here. I don't know what I'm taking out. How do you feel about High Roller for Unexpected Courage? I think
that's fine.
It's kind of doing the same thing, except Unexpected Courage is just once.
Why smart money to me is most of the cards that you're going to have can contribute skill icons if you're clever with holding them, playing them at the right time, using them successfully. So I would say that it's more effective to have a card that can do something and contribute to a test than a card that can only contribute to a test.
Totally.
So I would definitely replace Unexpected Courage there. All right, so Unexpected Courage, 0 cost, being replaced by a 2 cost High Roller. That costs you 2 experience.
Yep, and then something for Switchblade. Now, I'm looking at it, and a lot of times, tell me what you think, right?
Yeah.
I like having a little more items for my backpack to hit. I've had that hit 2, I think twice now. But I also, obviously, I need my events for my crystallizer.
Right off the bat,
jamming.
if it were me, so this is important to know too, so you don't have to necessarily upgrade this Switchblade into the new one. You can drop any other card, as long as you only have 2 copies of Switchblade, 1 can be experience and 1 can be level 0. I think I'd swap out the Derringer.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So I draw this a lot, and I can't play it because it's too expensive.
Yep.
Because if I'm playing a 3 cost, I'm almost always playing the Sour Mash or his Cults. So
I think that was in early game just to make sure you had some kind of weapon. Early game, I like to have at least 4 weapons if you're in charge of fighting, because you don't want to be in a situation where you just don't have a way to deal with enemies.
Totally. So I have officially dropped Unexpected Courage, a Derringer, and upgraded Leo DeLuca for us, and a Switchblade went in and a High Roller went in.
Very beautiful. These are all good decisions. Let's talk about Mandy. Now, meantime, I have gotten the probably best ever for me, without a doubt, best one that I've seen is the Ancient Stone test that we did.
Before you continue,
Yeah.
I have a question. Do you get, if I had upgraded the Switchblade instead of adding a new one, is there any benefit to actually upgrading a card?
The only benefit that you would have to that is if you're upgrading like a 1 experience card to a 4 experience version, it would only cost you 3.
You get the discount?
Yeah, you get the discount. Yeah.
That's all I need to know. Sorry, go back to the tablet.
So Mandy, so I have an 8 charge Ancient Stone that is unidentified, and those cost 1 experience each in my deck. Now, I can upgrade those into one of 2 copies of Ancient Stone, versions of Ancient Stone that I have access to. One of them heals horror, and one of them deals damage. Both of those happen when I draw cards. I'm looking at the game and saying, you know, the toughest situations that I find myself in with Mandy is when a random enemy drops on me and I don't have a way to deal with it, and I've got to run away or try to evade with not a great foot stat, or I've got to wait for Zach to come and deal with it.
The damage is way more important for you.
So it's all damage for me.
Plus you have an 8 on the sanity stat, so like you can take some sanity checks.
I can tank it, yeah. So Ancient Stone Knowledge of the Elders is what I'm going to be looking at here. This is the Ancient Stone version that I want to upgrade into. Since I've already identified the stone, as long as it's in my campaign log, I can upgrade both versions of the Ancient Stone to this version. So I don't have to technically identify 2 stones to upgrade 2 stones, if that makes sense. The card just says, if it's in your campaign log, you can do it. So as long as I do that once, I can upgrade to any number of Ancient Stones. So the thing about Ancient Stone that is, kind of interesting is that my deck currently really only has 1 card draw effects. Sometimes I might draw 2 because of Mandy's ability. So like Mr. Rook can let me draw 2 cards, so I can immediately do 2 damage on a fast action, which is incredible. But I'm also wanting to look at potential upgrade paths I might take as I move down the chain as we continue to go through these scenarios.
I feel like that's next level Arkham. Because
yes.
I don't know. I know the pile of cards I have here based on what we've opened. And that's one of the nice things of the limitation of the product that we're dealing with.
It's true.
But you're looking at down the road.
Well, I'm thinking Ancient Stone is best when I can draw a lot of cards at once. So I go in and I say, what cards allow me to draw a lot of cards at once? If a card allows me to draw and it's a normal action, then it's going to get an attack of opportunity for me to use that with Ancient Stone because I'm taking a non-attack or a non-evade action. But a card like Cryptic Research, I only have 1 core set, so I can only take 1 of them, which is still very annoying to me, is a perfect example.
It is. One thing I was going to mention too, that we were talking about the Investigator starter decks earlier. Mm-hmm. I meant to say this and we just totally spaced on it, but they said 80% new cards, right?
They did.
But
I think they did.
Here's the thing. I feel like I said that on the stream when I was listening, but it was in the background and I was trying to get stuff set up for our stream, so don't quote me on that. But the other thing is that what those 20% are is actually critically important.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
The value there.
Yeah, because an extra deduction or an extra some of those key cards.
If you buy all 5 and it means you can buy 1 of the core set to get multiple copies of this stuff, that's going to be so high value. They're doing that with Champions with those 2 resources and Avengers Mansion stuff. Where
the high demand.
Stuff you want to put in most decks are in every deck, and that way, I have 10 Champions decks built right now, and I've only bought 1 core set. So anyways, that's just a side note.
That is going to be a good thing for that product if it's true. So let's look at Cryptic Research. It's fast, which means it wouldn't take an attack of opportunity if I played this. And I can immediately draw 3 cards, which means I could immediately do 3 damage to an enemy with my Ancient Stone.
And would that take the charges off the stone?
Yeah, so what it says is basically if I draw 3 cards, I spend 3 charges, and then it does 3 damage.
That could have defeated a lot of the enemies that we run into.
Now, if I have 2 Ancient Stones out, it does 6 damage.
Wow.
Because I can trigger that twice, right? So that's a really good card to look at in terms of...
us hitting that on 8 is insanity.
Isn't that nuts? Now, the other thing that I could do with this is I could just let you draw 3 cards, or I could just draw 3 cards as normal. Mandy usually doesn't want to draw them because Astounding Revelations are in the deck, and you really want to search when those are in the deck, not draw them into your hand. But if, we're at a situation where you have 0 cards or 1 card, and it's I just really need an injection right now, this also works as a 0 cost, let you draw 3 cards. So I like Cryptic Research a lot. A more permanent solution is Feed the Mind. That has 3 secrets on it, which plays into what my deck's doing, which is gaining secrets onto assets anyway. I exhaust it, I spend one of those secrets, I test a 0 skill test with my 5 book stat. Potentially higher with Hawkeye Camera and other things that might buff that. And then for every point I succeed by, I draw that many cards.
Wow.
But then at the end of that, however many cards I'm over my hand size, I take Horror. So if I'm at 5 cards and I draw 5 cards, then I would take 2 damage because that's over my hand limit.
So you want to kind of play down your hand and then hit one on that's 8 cards.
Exactly. It's an arcane slot, which I'm not currently using. It would cause an attack of opportunity.
Is that what that icon is there in the corner?
It would cause an attack of opportunity because I'm using a non-attack, non-evade action and it's not fast. So I would take a swing and then I would potentially do 4, 5, 6 damage to an enemy. So that's another really good thing that could power my Ancient Stone as I move along. This is also searchable Ancient Stone with Ellie Horowitz, the ally that I have that searches out relics. So there's a lot of good potential there. So that's kind of my little mini Ancient Stone combo and kind of looking at how I might realize that throughout the upgrade cycle. Then I have basically just great cards that I might want to get into. The most notable is the upgraded version of Deduction. This adds 2 icons to my Investigate test, but I also get 2 additional clues anytime I hit it by 2 or more. So this is a way for me to, in one action, discover 3 clues. And it's hard to deny how important that is in a game of Arkham. For 2 players, a lot of those things have 4 clues on them, or 6 clues on them, and to be able to almost clear it out with 1 swing of a deduction is incredible. So this is a great card to have just in general. I've also got a 0 cost magnifying glass at level 1, so there's only 1 experience to do this. It's -1 cost than the traditional magnifying glass, and if there are no clues, I can pop it back into my hand. So if I'm in a situation where I've discovered the last clue, I need to play an Ancient Stone, and I don't want to risk my Hawkeye folding camera and get rid of it because I only have 2 hand slots, I can put the magnifying glass back in, play the Ancient Stone, potentially deal with an enemy as I need to.
That magnifying glass is way better.
And put the magnifying glass back in.
Is the other magnifying glass cost 1?
It is cost 1.
So
yep.
it's cheaper.
And
it's
you
still
can
fast.
put it back in hand.
Whew.
It's very
So you
good.
can literally like...
Yep, exactly. And then finally, the old classic disc of Insomnia. This is a very nice relic. It works well with Ellie Horowitz, who's going to be searching out relics. It conflicts a little bit with my accessory slot. I've already got the Pendant of the Queen, as well as the Tooth of Esli. I haven't taken Relic Hunter yet, not sure that I want to. And it would, again, if I don't hit Ellie early in the game, then it would be awkward to try to use it, all 3 of these different accessory slots. But still has a reaction when a non-elite enemy spawns in my location, I can discard the disc to discard the enemy.
Nice.
So another great option for protecting Mandy, which is typically how things get bad, is when enemies show up for me. So in the name of just making this easy, I will go ahead,
We gotta do the stone, right?
I'm gonna zoom down. Yeah, you gotta do the stone. So I'm gonna take one of my Ancient Stones, and I'm gonna upgrade it to a level 4 Ancient Stone. And so 4 minus 1 is 3, so that's going to cost me 3 experience.
And do you have to upgrade to get the whatever we discovered?
Yeah, so I can only have 2 Ancient Stones in my deck. So if I want to add the 4 cost version, I have to replace one of the 2
And
that
the
are
4
already in
cost
my
version
deck.
is the one that we discovered.
Yeah, so I can only make this upgrade swap. You'll notice that it says you can only include this asset in your deck by upgrading it from Ancient Stone, and only if you have identified the stone in your campaign log.
Nice.
So those 2 things are true. So this Ancient Stone is going to upgrade into that one. Going to cost me 3 experience because 4 minus 1 is 3. And that leaves me 1 handy dandy experience to bring in an upgraded magnifying glass.
All right.
And the decision I have to make here is, do I want to upgrade from the standard magnifying glass, or do I want to drop something and have 2?
Add a magnifying glass.
And cards that I would consider dropping from playing so far are Crack the Case. It's a good card. I have 2 in the deck currently, but not terribly relevant. And Dark Prophecy. That card's usually really good with investigators, particularly mystics that want to see those symbols. I was using it as a risk assessment tool, and it worked pretty well in a couple of different instances, but it also could easily be dropped. So I think in this case, I'm just gonna ride or die with my 1 magnifying glass. I feel like that's
You only have so many
reasonable.
hands, so...
So 1 minus 0 is 1, 4 minus 1 is 3, so that equates to 4 experience spent. And I am now back down to 0 experience, and I've got a little bit better magnifying glass, and my Ancient Stone is a whole lot better. So now we got some magic happening, Zach. We see these builds are starting to come alive. It's like playing Diablo 2 all over again, where I'm finally
It's cool watching...
realizing my Necro bone armor build.
It's cool watching the decks slowly just get better, just like a character would in a role-playing campaign.
Okay. Let's go here, 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 and here. Okay. And that's everything else that I needed. I'm going to put these in my upgrade pool. Magnifying glass is probably out of the game for good, so I don't need that. Deduction goes back in. And now, Zach, anything relevant on chat? I'm going to get this next scenario set up. Here we go. So real quick, can we get actually Arkham DB real quick? I'm going to take you guys into the, let's go into the interface here.
Right.
So we're on the homepage of Arkham DB here, and this is for anybody who's confused about the order of packs, what to buy, how to play them, etc. Just click on cards there. And then you'll see on the far left column here, this is all actually in order of cycles, release, etc. So if you look at Forgotten Age here on the far left, you see that the number 1 is the Forgotten Age, which is the deluxe box. And since we've now finished that, we know that the next pack we need to start with is Threads of Fate. So I have Threads of Fate right here. Now, if you see these in person, they actually have pack 1, pack 2, pack 3 in this little icon right here. So if you're in a store or something, it's pretty easy to understand what the order is. Otherwise, just look on ArkhamDB and you'll be taken care of. Here's the pack. This normally is how this goes. Now, here's a little hot tip from Steven. This can be confused sometimes. So there's a little scenario thing hiding in the insert of this pack. So make sure you get this if you're going to play immediately. And if you forget this, go ahead and just hit your PDF up on Fantasy Flight's website. They have all these PDFs.
Yeah, I stumbled into one of those last night because I was trying to look up the name of that relic. And I found the PDF, but I didn't read.
Good, I'm glad you didn't read. All right, so look at this. This is a whole thing.
I feel like a kid again. Those old rule books for card games that were like that exact thing.
Yeah, exactly right. I think, didn't Transformers even do this one recently?
It would make sense given the transforming nature of what you just did.
Exactly. That's exactly what they were thinking, I'm sure. Scenario 3, Threads of Fate. Intro 1. The night passes with Iktaka resting in your living room. You get no sleep for the remainder of the night, your thoughts drifting between concern and disbelief. Her story is preposterous, but you feel compelled to believe it nonetheless. You've known that the relic from Esley Ruins had some deeper purpose ever since you first laid eyes on it.
When you emerge, it on display.
That's right. When you emerge from your bedroom the next morning, your uninvited guest is sitting at your dining room table, arms crossed tightly across her chest. Her piercing eyes trace your every move like a bird watching its prey. No pleasantries are exchanged. Where's the relic now? Iktaka asks impatiently. Where have you brought it? You explain that it's in safe and in good hands. She shakes her head, her knuckles white with frustration. I assure you, it is not. Check the campaign log. If the investigators gave custody to Alejandro, or if Alejandro recovered the Relic of Ages, proceed to Intro 2. That is not true.
I was going to say he didn't, right?
We gave custody to Harlan. If the investigators gave custody to Harlan Ernstone, skip to Intro 3. We'll see if this was the right decision. Setting aside your mini questions for the time being, you call Harlan's office at the university. Though the sun is barely peeking over the horizon, you've always known him to be an early riser. The operator connects you after a short delay. Harlan's voice is shaky and rough. He cuts you off as soon as you ask about the relic. Don't, he barks. They're listening. They know I'm keeping it here. They've already taken Alejandro. You try to calm him down so you can ask him what he means, but he cuts the conversation short. I have to go. They're here. The line goes dead. Sure enough, Alejandro is not answering his telephone, and none of his other associates have seen him since yesterday. Believe me now? Iktaka asks, rising to her feet and gathering her things. We've wasted enough time. Find the relic and meet me back here tonight. Don't follow me. Yikes. Lead investigator Zach, that's you. You must decide. You're not going anywhere until you tell me what's going on, or have it your way.
I'm going to say you're not going anywhere until you tell me what's going on. Remember those pistols I was shooting?
Man, yeah, Tony's a wild card here.
So anyways.
Intro number 4 then. Iktaka grits her teeth and pauses. You expect her to refuse and leave without answering your questions, but surprisingly, she relents.
See, I got her number.
Rolled your intimidate check there. According to Iktaka, her people have spent ages protecting the relic from interlopers who would use it for nefarious purposes. She speaks cryptically in half riddles and tall tales, although she refuses to explain where her people come from and how they have remained hidden for so long. When pressed about the relic, all she says is that it controls the flow of time and that it must not be tampered with. It must return to its rightful place, she explains. Her gaze is relentless, unwavering. Do you understand? It cannot fall into the wrong hands. If you help me recover it, I will aid you in return. Just promise me you will not use it. Remember that you listened to Iktaka's tale. Okay? I'm going to remember that. How could we forget?
I've heard the tale. Impossible.
I wish it were actually in narrative form. And then check the add 1 hood token to the chaos bag for the remainder of the campaign.
Oh no, we have a hood and a tablet now. Also, Sleeker's Mobile says, you should really change the deck name to, in quotes, so anyways, ...
Yeah, no joke. Also, Make sure, is our audio nicely balanced? Somebody tell me. I can adjust the levels. It's just hard. Our monitors are...
Mark earlier was saying it was great.
Okay. The monitors pick it
Give
up
another,
before YouTube
you
gets a
got it.
hold of it, but after that, it's...
Coin case.
Let me pull out my coin cases. Now, these exact ones that we bought are listed on our Arkham Buyer's Guide, which you should be able to get to by Googling Arkham Horror Buyer's Guide Covenant. And again, if you can't, we failed.
I bet if you didn't even add Covenant, you'd get there.
I hope so. All right, we
If
added...
not, you failed.
Skip to setup.
Toke Flint says audio's great.
Just so you know, there's 6 different intros that could have happened there.
Hey, 3's my number. Wouldn't you know it?
I didn't know that.
Well, so my first name starts with a Z, and in cursive it kind of looks like a 3. That's how I sign. I'm also the 3rd born.
Wow.
So it kind of just, that's my new
I'm
number.
learning a lot about you in our...
Now that
in
we're
our
actually spending so
5-hour
much time
streams.
together. You get to a point in these streams where you, anyways.
Okay, gather all cards. Here's our Threads of Fate scenario card. So I'm going to take it to the table here. We're going to see sorting the cards here.
Dayton says audio is very even, pretty quiet though. You're both equally loud.
Okay, pretty quiet, equally loud. I will adjust for that here in just a second. Okay, so I'm looking for all of these symbols, these little, it's like a little rope symbol. So I'm doing that here. Wow, that's everything. Okay, Threads of Fate, the entire pack, makes sense. So there's all of that.
That does make sense.
So that's the first symbol. Then second, it's wanting me to find a little like lighthouse. So I'm going to go to all of my Forgotten Age cards and see if I can find that. And some of it might actually be from the core set too. Let's take a look. I'll bring it back up to you, Zach.
And we're back.
Let me adjust some audio here. I'm gonna make this happen.
It's pretty fancy what you're able to do here.
Yeah.
From downtown.
Okay, there we go. That's a little bit higher. Let's just increase those levels just a
We can
little
also
bit,
just
yeah.
start screaming. Just kidding.
Okay, lighthouse. I am a lighthouse. Well, Nickel Creek surprise there.
From downtown.
Yeah.
I thought you were going, I can't think of the wizard's name.
Then we got a little house with a clock in it.
I see why you started singing.
I think that's core set.
I saw it in the stack I was doing earlier, I think. Oh, no, I
Yeah.
didn't.
Wait, is this also Threads of Fate? Yeah, it is. Goodness gracious. So this is all going in. Whew. That's a lot.
Hey, it's my friend.
Yeah, okay. That's the forever decision that we'll have to make is friend or foe. All right, there's the house stuff. Then we've got a weird symbol.
I would say frenemies is where I put that relationship.
Locked doors. So I'm going to guess everything past this is now going to be core set. Locked doors probably just has locked doors in it, if I was a guessing person. Yep, it just has locked doors. That's so funny. All right, then Batwings.
Mr. Crash Toss, I like to listen to you, but I can't follow the gameplay at all. Are you Mr. Kratos?
Kratos?
Kratos? It's a lot of letters in there. Have you played Arkham before, or are you relatively new? And if you have any ideas on what would make it easier to follow, we're willing to listen.
What is this set?
Echo, echo in the house.
Okay, there's the weird symbol. Ooh, acolytes are in this one? Weird. Terrifying. There's gonna be mysterious. There we go. There's the night gaunts.
I knew why I liked TikToka.
Why is that?
Art by Magali.
Yeah. there you
Magali.
go. Did it.
She's my favorite. She's from Lord of the Rings fame.
Okay, so we have
And
5,
friends.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So before we do anything,
Yeah, we learned our lesson.
let
me find
Can
the
you set that
books.
there? I'm going to go to the table here. Let's look at what this looks like. So this is kind of how I do it. Set all of that stuff down. So this is our stack of all the 6 symbols that we have represented based on just rectum. Based on the rectum is funny. Based on these 6
Rex them.
symbols here in the scenario, it tells me what to do there. And then it says, when gathering the encounter set, only gather. I should keep reading. Do you ever do that test in school where they say read to the end of the instructions and then...
They somehow get you to not do that.
Well, it's like, here's 20 instructions, and the first instruction is read to the end before you do any of them. And then like number 5 is like scream, and number 6 is like stand up. And so you watch as your classmates are like doing that. And then number 20 is like don't follow any instructions or something. It's funny. Gathering midnight masks. Okay, only gather the 5 false lead and 3 hunting shadows. 3 hunting shadows, 2 false leads, in the following locations. First Bank of Arkham. Wow, so we're gonna have to go get those. Easttown, Miskatonic, and Rivertown. Do not
we're
gather
back
the
in
rest of the
town.
locations of the act. Yeah. Before drawing opening hand, search the collection and each player's deck for Alejandro and Relic of Ages. Set them aside out of play. Okay.
Jared Pine asking, do we expect any Arkham Horror LCG restocks during this time? We actually have an order on the way. The response to our streams and people picking up the game and buying product from us has been pretty immense. So thank you for that if you were one of those people. But yeah, we have a fair amount of restocks on the way. That said, there's a good number of the products that are just out at distribution, so we won't be able to get some of those. Anything that's out, you can sign up on the wait list for, and as soon as we have that back in stock, you'll get an email notification. You'll be the first people to know about it. Okay, Marcus, this is the best scenario in TFA IMO. TFA being the Forgotten Age,
Wow.
and not the Force Awakens for Star Wars fans out there like myself, and IMO meaning, in my opinion, if you are a boomer like my parents.
It's going to be a second for me to find these locations. I forgot that we would need them.
I told you that my mom used LOL for years as lots of love, right?
No, but that is as charming as it is funny.
So you'd be like, Mom, why is that funny? She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. LOL.
Lots of love.
Mom?
Lots of love, Mom.
Yeah, it's like, Mom, I just failed my test at college. And she's like, oh, no, sorry to hear that, LOL. All right.
Oh, that's excellent. You gotta love parents. You gotta love generational, change.
Louis Knight, I agree. Love this scenario. Yeah.
North side. Okay, so let's find north side. North side. There's north side. Downtown. First Bank of Arkham. Okay.
Steve Voigt, any chance you have some spare time during the Arkham shutdown for a proper Arkham tutorial? I'm almost 40. I need a hand to pull me in. We did a demo at Gen Con
It's really good.
several years ago, and I don't remember her name, but the lady demoing it was one of the best live demo people ever. So let me find that.
We'll be pretty clear on this one too, this playthrough. Okay, I think I've got everything I need there.
I'm just going to link to that just in case.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. North side, downtown, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's done. Before drawing, search the collection, use player's deck for Alejandro. Do we have Alejandro somewhere? Did you have him somewhere?
Alejandro.
And then the relic is here. There's the Relic of Ages. Okay, done. Set them aside out of play. Okay, Alejandro and the Relic. Well, there's your hint.
Here's your sign.
Now, if we got, can somebody tell me? It may actually tell us, but if Zach was poisoned at the end of the last scenario, would that poison weakness go into his deck now forever? I can't remember.
But what if we have medicine?
Well, it didn't give us a chance to use the medicine in any of the narrative, so it could be that you get back to town and it's like, well, you're not poisoned, and that's why they didn't have us do the medicine thing. Maybe a sign of things to come.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess unless it tells you specifically to put it into your deck that, like any other scenario card, it wouldn't persist with you.
Yeah.
But I also, maybe at the start of the Forgotten
permanent?
Age. Yeah, that just means it's out of play and you
Yeah.
don't have to put it in your deck. So you're always poisoned. Okay. All right. Well, it's there now.
And there's no opportunity to use medicine right now.
There was no opportunity after the fact. I mean, we read all the narrative, right? It didn't give us an opportunity.
I don't know, did you?
We read it all. Okay. Then we put those into play. Each investigator begins play. Put North Side, Miskatonic, Velma's Diner, and Curiosity Shop. There's going to be in here, maybe?
This, based on what I'm feeling like is about to happen, is that this artifact is going to almost Jumanji in things from the forest and craziness and snakes and stuff into the city. We'll see if that's just the feeling I get from the cards that you're mentioning and pulling out right now.
Town Hall, Ithaca, Expedition Journal, also go outside out of play. Okay. Adjust the contents of each act deck as noted below under 3 acts, 3 threads.
People love this scenario.
Threads of Fate. So how interesting.
I'm trying not to get spoiled by whatever you're saying.
And then shuffle the remainder to build the encounter deck. Okay, so I'm going to pull out all of the... Here's Maria. I don't know if she's relevant for all of this stuff.
Astro Wicked says, it would be awesome if Zach had Dynamite Blast and was downtown. Took out an enemy followed by the phrase, in quotes, from downtown, which is something I say a lot. Nope, Toke, we did not bring the rock, unfortunately.
I feel like what I'm doing is not going to be good for us.
Why is that?
Don't worry about it.
All right.
Like, they were definitely in a specific order, and then it's telling me to look at the act and agendas, and I think all of these cards are going to be tied to those acts and agendas, so we'll see. Okay, 3 acts, 3 threads. The scenario contains different act decks, an A-B deck, a C-D deck, and an E-F deck. Each of these is constructed separately in numerical order as usual. During the course of this scenario, all 3 will be in play, and players may choose which acts to pursue and which to ignore. The text of all 3 acts is considered active at all times. You might not have time to accomplish all 3 tasks, so choose which leads you wish to pursue wisely. Very cool. All right, adjust the contents of the A-B deck as follows. Okay, let's look at what this actually looks like. Here's the agenda. Here's 2A, 2A, 2A.
This is about to get wild, isn't it?
3A, 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 3A. Yes, it is. There's a C. Man, can you imagine? I would be completely lost if I didn't have some idea of what was going on here. 3.
Thank goodness someone does.
And it's only some idea. All right, 2A, 3A, 2C, 3C, and then 2E, 3E. Okay.
ACE, no BD?
Where's 1?
On what? This?
No, like 1A. Maybe it's on the, no. See if it's in amongst the, maybe it isn't here. See, like, I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to look for all of this. Everybody's probably chatting right now like, you don't need it. Everyone's going to be doing this, and then I'm just going to keep reading. Maybe it'll resolve.
No one on chat is saying anything. What's
Check
your
the
question?
campaign log. If Alejandro recovered the Relic of Ages, or if we gave it to Alejandro, remove the following act cards from the A-B deck. Nope. Gave Kessie to Harlan. Remove the following acts from the A-B deck.
Didn't we give the relic to Alejandro?
We gave it to Harlan.
Mm.
No, Alejandro, I think, runs the
B
museum.
is the backside of A.
Yeah, but I've got Act 1A should be here, I think, and Act 1, because how else do we start? 3A, 3C, Act 2, Act 3. Nope. You know what? Hey, go to Arkham. Okay. B is the back, yeah. Okay, check campaign log. Remove the following from the A-B deck. So here's A and B. Harlan is in danger, Harlan's curse, and one of the 2 copies of At the Exhibit.
Toke says all 3 should have 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, they don't. They don't at all. Do we need to call Asmodee for a refund policy? Sorry, that's hilarious to me. All right, we're going to track it down. Let me keep looking around. This is half of Arkham, I swear. Any acts in there? Go to Arkham DB if you would, please. And then click on Threads of Fate. I'm going to zoom you guys in so you can see how we're going to resolve this.
Marcus says should have 1A, 1C, 1E, I believe.
Yeah, so go to Arkham DB, click Cards. Go to Forgotten Age Threads of Fate. Click on that one. And then unclick hide and counter spoilers on the top right. Okay, and then on Act, see if you can find like a 1A. Yeah, that's Act Stage 1. The relic is missing. So we are missing that.
Hilarious.
We're missing that. We're also missing 1E and 1C. Double check everything, make sure.
You want to hand me those stacks of cards over there just in case they're in there?
Chances of that are low. This one maybe would have it.
And what's the symbol for this thing?
This one is super low. Low
Like
odds.
spinny helix looking thing.
It should have been in that Threads of Fate pack. It's got to be in here somewhere. That'd be
hilarious.
That'd be a heck of a thing to not have.
Hopefully we have that pack in stock.
Harlan. Oh wait, here we go. Found it.
Nailed it.
So they're on the backs of these
switch me out
scenario
of,
cards.
Computer view.
Yeah. Okay, this makes sense. So anybody who deals with that, if you guys are ever playing this, so there's a player card that looks like a normal scenario card, but on the back is an act card.
Aha!
So if you're looking at them only like this, you can't tell there's an act on the back there.
Now we know.
There you go.
The more you know.
Okay, so now this makes a lot more sense as to why I would. Okay, 2E, 1E, 1E, 2C, 2C, 1C.
My goodness, look at this.
Whoop.
Would you look at that?
This is insane. 2A, 1A, 1A. Okay, this is all going to make a lot more sense now. Oh. Okay, if we gave copy to Harlan, remove the following act cards from the AB deck. The relic is missing, gone.
It's not missing.
It's not missing. And both copies of At the Exhibit.
It's not at the exhibit either.
Where is that one? The relic is missing. At the Exhibit is probably here. Yeah. So both of those are gone. And then one of the two copies of Harlan's Curse at random. So there's two copies here, Zach. I'll let you choose. Right or left?
Right.
Okay, Harlan's Curse is in. Choose one of the following options and adjust the contents of the CD deck accordingly. So that's this middle column here that I'm dealing with. I'll show you guys too. I've got it laid out like 1, 2, 3. That's wrong. A, B, or A, C, E in the columns. So
that's wrong.
Makes it a little easier. Okay, here's the choice you get to make. If you wish to go to the police to inform them about Alejandro's disappearance, do some things. If you wish to look for Alejandro on your own, do some things. Do you want to talk to the police, or do you want to look on your own?
I'm going to be honest. I'm a bounty hunter.
You
the
don't
idea
like
of asking someone else to find someone for me is offensive, and the idea of talking to the police is also offensive. So we're going to go with option number 2.
All right, remove the following cards of the Act deck. Missing persons.
They really went ham on this.
Both copies of At the Station.
We're not at the station.
And one of the two copies of Friends in High Places.
I see. We're getting down to one of each of these, presumably.
Right or left?
Left.
Okay. And then finally, adjust the contents of the EF deck as follows. If you listen to Iktaka's tale, which we did, remove the following cards from the EF deck.
Look at this.
Trial of the Huntress.
Can you imagine designing this matrix of a decision tree to make sure it ends up how you want it every time?
It's mind-blowing, actually. 2 copies of Cave of Darkness, so we won't be going there. But imagine you could replay this in so many different ways based on... And then...
That's what everyone in chat was saying. The replayability of this is so high because the setup is so complex.
Okay, hit me up with right or left on strange relics.
We'll go left again.
Okay. Done.
David Whitfield says, "Morning, lads. Must admit, the setup requirement for this game is quite incredible." Yes,
This is like exceptional. This is the biggest
we
it's
chose the
ever been.
most burdensome campaign as well, right?
I don't know if that's necessarily true. They all have their burdensome moments. Okay, this stuff, Zach, I'm going to let you shuffle this up. This is going to be our encounter deck. And then the suggested setup. Did you have your hand out?
My hand out, you just dunk.
Okay, so let me get this in a nice setup. There's that. Here's, and they give me a nice little layout here. Let's move that down a little bit. Okay. And then Threads of Fate, we can just keep you got the scenario card, yeah. Take care of that boy.
That boy.
Okay, and then we've got all these locations. So we got to build ourselves a little city here. Curiosity Shop, North Side, Downtown. Just following directions, you know?
Yep.
Velma's Diner. They do help you out with some prompts. And then Miskatonic and Rivertown. Okay, there's that. And
All
then
right, let's look at this map.
2A.
That connects
These guys
there
under
and here. That connects there and
Let's see.
back to here. That connects here. Just trying to understand this.
Yeah,
I
it's
got
helpful.
it. Well, where are you going?
I'm just gonna get them better for the
camera?
folks at home.
So, just so I walk through this is a Curiosity Shop.
Mm-hmm.
And it connects to Northside.
Yep.
Northside connects to Miskatonic University.
Yep.
And also downtown.
Mm-hmm.
So those two. Downtown connects to Easttown and back to Northside.
Mm-hmm.
Easttown connects to downtown and Rivertown.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how to get to Velma's yet.
Wait, we do. Had it wrong.
Still doesn't have a top side.
Rivertown can't go, yeah.
Can't.
It says Easttown's connected to Velma's Diner.
Okay, so
Right there.
Right there. And then Miskatonic leads to literally Northside or plus
Rivertown?
symbol. There's no plus symbol out. Or Rivertown or stop sign.
No stop sign.
No stop sign.
So basically, once you move to the second tier, you can move between these two.
Yep.
And then any of these can go up to the first tier, at which point you can move across.
All right.
Like so. This one's flipped too.
Did we start somewhere?
And then, yeah, it told us to start somewhere. Start.
What up, Nico? He says, so excited to
Rivertown.
finally catch one of these live.
Rivertown. Yeah, Nico, what's up? I've seen your name all over the place. Okay, we start at, what did I say? Rivertown. Ooh, here we go.
It's a party.
Okay, I think that is everything that we need.
All right, so we have set up. I have my bounty contracts in play, of course, with 6 tokens on it, my Relic Hunter, which is going to let me have 2 accessory slots. I also am poisoned, and I'm shuffling my deck, and we're going to do the whole mulligan bit.
Now, here's the thing that I am always really sloppy about. So I'm just going to get it straight from the... we have trauma, too, let's not forget.
I think I took a permanent damage.
You've got a physical, I've got a mental, so that worked out.
That was appropriate. If you look, I have my Shenazzy
Isn't
board
that so much
here.
better? It makes me sick. Assemble and shuffle the decks, assemble the token pool, yes. Collect resources, opening hands. Then we read the scenario introduction. Then we perform the setup. Then we set the decks. So we don't know any of this information when we draw our opening hands.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and do that before we get any further.
I'm going to give you a little secret. My strategy here is not changing.
Not going to change much, is it? All right. Yeah, and this is, by the way, this is why everybody keeps saying we need to make connectors.
This right
Location
here.
connectors.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like
agree.
having the connector just obviously show you where you're going.
We'll do it, and we got a hot tip yesterday to make them way shorter than a lot of people make them, because most of them are like way longer than they need to be. So maybe we'll do that.
Extra space.
I mean, at a certain point, you could really just almost do a circular. We could do some really fascinating things with that, actually.
Ooh, Eric the Red, howdy. Greetings from Alaska.
Yeah,
It's
what's
time
up,
for
Alaska?
the daily sound off. Where are you watching from?
This is when Alaska's at its best. It's already pretty isolated up there, so I imagine in a good spot.
I'm going to mulligan
Except for
2.
Fairbanks, I reckon.
So I'm going to set 2 aside, draw 2.
Stubby location connectors, Alan, on the way, man. Let's make them. Let's make them. We have
It's a public commitment
preponderance
right there.
of time to do those kinds
In
of things.
some ways.
Actually, it's the exact same schedule for design, so not like anything changes there.
Yeah. And we're streaming significantly more, so time is actually interesting. Michigan, Connecticut, Australia,
Also Oklahoma right here.
Topeka, Ohio,
Oh my gosh, I could not have asked for a better hand.
and the hits just keep on coming.
Yeah. I like all
North
of this.
Carolina, Stockholm, Sweden. I like hearing that. Fairbanks, Alaska, Richmond, Virginia. All over the world. It's amazing. It's still, I don't think my brain can quite handle what's truly happening right now.
It's possible now. We're just all connected.
Denmark, UK, Baltimore, Utah, Germany, and House Tyrell says, how you doing today, guys?
Hey, Asterville, good to see you. Yeah, we're doing well. We're keeping on. There's been a lot. This is a lot. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest with everybody, it's very tiring to stream this much. I didn't realize it. It's like being at a party for 5 hours every day. You got to be on. You got to.
I think it's somewhat offset for me a little bit by the fact that I'm not seeing anybody else.
Yeah.
So like when I'm my social energy elsewise is empty. And that also means like I haven't been seeing my family. I haven't been seeing any of my typical Wednesday night Star Wars night, weekend jam sessions, preparing for Worlds. We were supposed to be at AdeptCon like this week. Not happening, of course. Supposed to be at Worlds a month after that. It's crazy. Montreal, Canada. Just calling out new countries at this point.
Okay, you're the lead investigator because, of course, I'm going to get my Covenant bucks here. Got to put them on the card like a...
I got mine in my little... I want to show this. Look at this. Oh, this is fun for some reason.
Look, compare this to me. Look, I look like a fool.
Yep. And I'm like up off the table.
Look at
no,
this,
No
guys.
tokens on my cat.
Check this out.
Look at
Look at
this.
the difference between these. It's like Mandy looks like she just
Plus you can do
got
this.
off the bus.
Anyways. Let's see. You ready to go?
No. Let's start by reading the agenda.
Austria. New country here.
You have 3 tasks before you and a limited amount of time before the trail goes cold. Where do you search first? We can resign. I don't want to risk taking too long. Head to safety with the information you've gathered. So at any point, as long as the agenda is on top, we can resign anywhere we are.
But if it gets to 6 doom?
It's going to flip. Here are the 3 things we might do, Zach. Harlan is in danger. He has custody of the relic, but he believes he's being followed. The last time you heard from him, he was in his office at the university. Objective here, spend 4 clues at the Miskatonic University to advance.
Okay.
So we could try to make sure that Harlan stays safe, because he does have the relic, and that seems pretty relevant. We can also search for Alejandro. We've decided to search for Alejandro on our own, believing we'll have a better shot at finding him without involving the police. Hotel is in East Town, so you begin your search there. Only investigators at East Town can spend the number of clues. We only have to spend 2 clues at East Town to advance the search for Alejandro. That's very handy. And finally, the Guardian's Inquiry. Iktaka tells you that she saw several Esli artifacts on sale in the strange shop near the northwestern edge of the city. She wants to head in that direction to investigate further, that curiosity shop. Only investigators in Northside here can spend the requisite number of clues to advance, and that's 2 clues. So 4 clues at the university to go pursue Harlan, which we could jump right over and get that done potentially. 2 clues to advance the search for Alejandro here at East Town, and then 2 clues at Northside to do the Guardian's Inquiry. It kind of feels like Harlan and Guardian's Inquiry means Miskatonic boom, Northside boom, and then we're there. Like we can do both of those very close to each other. If we jump up to East Town, got to come back down and then go over. So we would spend a little more time if we were on the search for Alejandro.
But he has the relic, right?
Alejandro does not. He went missing. We did not let him have the relic at the museum.
Oh, so we don't care about him.
Not so much. Harlan is here at the university, and he's in
Yeah.
danger. Iktaka is interested in what's going on in Northside because of this curiosity shop. And then we know that Alejandro is somewhere around here in East Town, I believe.
So here's my 2 thoughts.
Yeah.
One, obviously, this first turn we should be building
Probably.
and not doing too much else.
Maybe there's nothing to fear here.
I don't believe that for a cotton picking minute. Anyways, so if we do a little bit of building and we start poking over here at the museum, right?
Mm-hmm.
See what's over here. This flips when we go here?
Yes, it will. We'll flip this one right now, so maybe that will help our decision.
2 clues.
2 clues.
With a shroud of 1, that's nothing.
That's
so I feel like
super.
building
You
and
can do
taking those
that.
clues is really nice.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say is that I'm not as worried about Alejandro if I have to pick one.
I mean, me too, you know?
But at the same time, I do think, because you're obviously better at clues than me, if we scoop these up and build, and then next round we'll see where we're at, but you going here to the university, I could see me going up here because it only takes 2 clues.
Mm-hmm. I do like that. Do you think you could just stay here and farm these clues? You've got a 3 book to its 1 shroud. That's not
Probably.
bad. I can move immediately over to the university, and maybe we could split the difference here. You're on Alejandro's trail, and then I'm on the Harlan Iktaka.
I dig
trail?
that. And then this connects this way, right? So like if I needed to move over here, I
Yeah, you could go
pop up.
downtown and the north side, yeah.
So I feel like me coming that route and you going this way makes a lot of sense. Plus you going to the university for some reason just feels fitting.
Okay, so who wants to go first here? Let's kick things off.
Are you going to use your search ability?
No, I'm not. I don't have to if you have the
Then
backpack.
I would like to use it, and that means I'm probably going to go first.
In an ideal world, you get 1 clue off of this and move on, and I can clear the last clue off of that location.
We can do that.
Okay.
You ready
So,
for
and then
the
you can also backpack if you
Backpack
like.
of Dreams?
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to spend 2 of my resources, flip over my fancy 3 token. Look at that. Backpack says, after backpack enters play, search the top 6 cards of my deck for up to 3 non-weakness item or supply cards. Attach them face down to backpack. Cards I attach here I can play as though they're in my hand.
Mandy Thompson, when an investigator at your location would search their deck, they can either search 3 additional cards or resolve 1 additional target. So you can search
got
3 additional cards. Go ahead and put them face up for the people here as best we can there.
All right,
Check these
now.
out. Oh my gosh. Yes. Crystallizer cigarette case switchblade off the bat.
So those are the 3 items
That's
that I
it.
can pull. So
Yeah.
I'm going to pull these 3.
Man,
And
what a...
do the rest get shuffled back in?
Yep. Pick those up and shuffle them in.
Well, that was good. I don't need to play Switchblade yet.
Crystallizer doesn't matter unless you're going to play an event. So you can do cigarette case, investigate, and maybe hit a draw.
Yeah, that's where
Maybe.
I'm living. Let me look at my hand real quick to see if I can contribute. Because I'm investigating with the book, right?
Yeah, so you're at a 3, and I could probably contribute 1.
That's fair. Someone said a bit hard to see how many clues are on a location while stacked.
Good point.
All right, take a look. It's in a book.
If you do play the case, I can contribute 2 book to your
Perfecto.
test.
All right, so my second action, we're going to pay 2 for my lucky cigarette case. I love that I got that out. This guy is my guy.
Yeah.
Way to go, Steven.
You're so welcome.
Built the deck for me. And then I'm going to investigate. I have a 3 book stat on Tony Morgan. I'm going to add...
If you're adding, I'm not going to. 3 to 1 is already pretty good. You really want to go 4 to 1. And if we look at, this is a good thing to do, the Threads of Fate standard scenario card here. The skull right now is at -X for cultist enemies
Which there
with
are
Doom,
none.
which there is 0. So it's -0. The hood, which we have 1 of, is -2. The tablet is -2, which you have 1 of. And the gas mask is -2. So all of your test icons on the special things are a -2 modifier.
Yeah.
So as long as you're up 2, generally you're in a good spot.
Got you. By the way, Kimberly Reynolds says, or Arnold says hi.
Hey.
So I have a plan. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna investigate, and it's my last action, and I'm not gonna add anything. But don't add anything.
Okay.
Just trust me.
All right. All right.
And I'm gonna leave 1 clue for you. Is the goal here? Just
Yeah,
so
I
we're
just
agreed
I
on
want
the-
1 clue on the.
So I'm gonna go to the chaos bag, and I'm gonna pull 1 of these. And I'm currently 3 ahead, right?
You're
Two ahead.
Yeah.
So let's
We
see
can
what
get you to 4 ahead if you want.
0.
Woo!
So I just get a clue.
And you get that cigarette case for
And-
nothing.
I'm gonna go ahead and draw from the cigarette case.
Go ahead and exhaust it to make it clear. Make it clever. Yeah.
And then that's my turn.
That's a great turn. What a great turn that is. Okay, Steven is going to go. I'm going to pay 2 for a Hawkeye folding camera in my right hand. Second action, I'm going to go ahead and investigate Rivertown.
Scale says, hey from Chicago, kids are home from school for 2 months. Sanity slipping. Thanks for helping me be sane.
We got you.
Glad you're digging this.
Little mental trauma. Okay, Rivertown, 5 to 1.
-5.
Impressive. So that
Wait,
is going
hold
to be
on.
a failure. I think that anything is probably only gonna count for you.
Yeah, but
That's a fine failure to get at this phase of the game,
All
right?
right,
Thanks,
well.
Arkham. And then we'll do it one more time. -1 action, I guess.
it's proof that that -5 is in that bag.
It's in there, yeah.
Plus one.
That's easy. So I'll gain a clue, and then my Hawkeye folding camera will get 1 evidence on it, and I'll have +1 brain.
That's a pretty good little first turn.
Not bad. We're down 1 action from a -5, but I think we're still fine.
The fact that we had 3 tests and 1 failed is pretty good.
Efficiency is solid. Go to the enemies phase. There's no enemies to deal with, so we're going to draw a card, gain a resource. And anything that's exhausted can unexhaust.
Tony's Quarry. Spawn location farthest from Tony Morgan.
Okay, let's see. Probably the Curiosity Shop, right?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
3, yeah. All right, so there's your quarry. Comes in with an automatic bounty,
All right.
which is nice
You
if
have
you
an
don't want to
extra.
add one.
Here we go.
Yeah.
And then
And a doom, right?
Yeah, and I won't add one because
Let's
it's going
use-
to be a second.
Let's use the...
The regular because we're back in Arkham.
Yeah, we're back in Arkham. Let's use some regular doom here. Whee! These are the standard doom that come in the campaign Mythos token set. We'll zoom in to show you what happens now that Tony's Quarry is in place. Tony's Quarry comes in on the far side here, furthest from us.
And now I have a new mission.
Quite a weakness. I'm going to be contributing that sweet doom token. And then we will go up to the top. So we'll put 1 doom on the agenda. And then, Zach, this is shuffled, yeah? You shuffled this from earlier?
Yep.
Start with your bad card.
False lead. Revelation. If you have no clues, false lead gains surge. I do have 1. If you have 1 or more clues, test 4 book. For each point you fail by, place 1 of your clues on your location.
All right, 4 book.
That doesn't even matter. I can put 1 of my clues back on the location, and then I can get it.
I can also, I
have a 3 book.
I have easy buffs here to give you a shot at this. 3 to 4 right now.
And if I do by 2 or more, I get to draw a card.
Yeah.
I don't really have any good buffs.
Let's give you a shot.
Actually, you know what?
Can you buff it by 1 at least? If it's worth a card, right? So that's, if you're having to take an action to get a clue, it's the same as getting an action to draw a card. So if you spend a card to prevent the test, you're about evening out, which I think is fair.
I think if you can give me a little bit of...
I'll give you 2.
Well... Okay, yeah, give me 2.
All right. I'm going to contribute 2 icons from Truth from Fiction to Zach's test here.
Ready?
Yeah.
What am I at here?
You're now at a 5 to its 4.
Above by 1.
Plus 1.
0.
0. Nice.
Passed. False lead.
Kimberly-
I was built for this.
I can't, Chris. I can't actually trigger the camera again. It's limit once per game at each location. Would be sick, though, if I could do that. Kimberly said, can it be played solo? And yes, Kimberly, it absolutely can be played solo. Also, hot topic, thanks for the great Keyforge vids. Made me understand the game so much better. Great. Good to hear, Kimberly. We'll play some Keyforge at some point on this stream, without a doubt. Just drop some random decks and get going. My bad card?
Because we can. Yep, go ahead.
Words of
Ooh.
Power. Put it into play in my threat area. If there are 1 or more enemies with Doom on them, I cannot damage them or discover clues at my location. And discard Words of Power. Do I want to do that now, or do I want to do that when it gets bad for me? I say I just wait. Right?
Ah, that's totally fine.
Yeah, that's fine. What could go wrong? That's fine. Acolytes come in with Doom on them. It's not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
Okay, back to us.
All right.
Plan remains. So I'm planning to move to Miskatonic, get a clue, hopefully, maybe more clues, and start working in Harlan's favor. I might actually go up and hit, it depends on how many clues are at the Miskatonic University. Yeah. It seems like a place with a lot of clues. It's an institution of learning.
I would assume that's
so my hope is it's 2 per investigator there.
So my generic plan is I'm going to get my crystallizer down.
Yep.
And then I'm going to move over to
East Town
to kind of start exploring.
Hopefully get 1 clue. That's what you need.
And go from there.
Yeah. All right, well, who matters more? Is there any searches that you're going to do
I
this
have no
round?
searches happening, so feel free.
Okay. First thing I'm going to do is move over. I'll take the first turn here. First action, let's move over to Miskatonic University. We'll zoom in here. So Mandy's moving over here per the connection points. We'll get to flip that over, and it was
4 shroud, 4 clues.
4 clues, okay.
Ooh, action, search the top 6 cards. This is Miskatonic University flipped over. Search the top 6 cards of your deck for a tome or spell card and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck as an action.
Well, that'd be handy if I had either of those, especially with Mandy.
That would be really good.
Let's do second action. I'm going to go ahead and get Mr. Rook into play.
Every time.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
How many of those in your deck? 6?
6. That's right. Let's go ahead and do the fast action on Mr. Rook to draw 9 cards normally. I'm going to go ahead and draw 12 cards, try to fish out
your weakness.
The weakness.
A bold strategy with that deck, which is you're trying to hit that weakness quickly so that you can get it out of the deck and know the rest of your searches are going to succeed.
Ooh, no weaknesses whatsoever.
All right.
Wow.
That happens?
That's nice, actually. Okay, so what do I want then? So I've got a lot to choose from. There's my Ancient Stone. Crack the Case could be good here. Working a Hunch could be good here. The Tooth could be good here. I'm going to leave that for Ellie Horowitz. I could get another Hawkeye camera, which is not terrible. Gosh, I really think Working a Hunch might be the best thing to get here. Isn't that weird?
I don't know.
I don't like that it is.
You don't like that that's kind of your, like, good play?
So I could grab a Deduction. That saves me an action.
All right.
I could grab an Ancient Stone, my upgraded version, but there will be time for that later as well. And I kind of want to give Ellie a chance to get it because I have her in hand. Crack the Case would be good on this location because of the 4 Shroud. And Working a Hunch would be good because of the 4 Shroud. And it would be the clue that we need to accelerate into an even number. So I think it's between Deduction and Working a Hunch. Deduction is going to give me 2 clues and pump me pretty well over the 4 from Miskatonic University.
Seems pretty good.
Working a Hunch is an easy clue for 2. I've only got 1 right now. Let's do Deduction. That seems right. I do. Oh, that Ward of Protection is a spell. I already have it in my hand.
Good to know. Although, you know, you could do that search to look through 9 cards to try to get your weakness.
I could. Yeah, absolutely could.
I don't know if you want to.
That's
just an idea.
That's worth noting. Okay, so first action and second action are done. Move and Mr. Rook. Use the fast action on the Mr. Rook search. And now, Eternity. You know, there's a part of me, so I'm currently at 5. There's a part of me that goes to north side to buff that camera up. Hopefully that's a lower shroud location. I can farm clues off of that, go ahead and advance the Guardian's Inquiry, and then come back to the university and now have +1 because my camera's got evidence on it and have a better chance of hitting that 4 shroud. Because there are times in Arkham where you're just not hitting the tests at the right. I need to be at +2 to make a good test here. And I'm currently at +1. And so I can either start burning cards for that or I can maybe go get some evidence. Deduction would get me at +2.
But deduction might also help you clear out north side.
It really would help me clear our north side. Yeah.
And that would help you clear out.
And I don't want to fail my deduction
I'm fine with
test.
that. Keep on moving.
Let's go to north side. These are going to be some wasted actions, unfortunately.
All right.
All right, that's not bad. That's the 3. That's what I needed.
North side, 3 shroud, comes in with 4 clues on it. You can take an action to spend 5 resources, gain 2 clues from the token pool. Group limit once per game.
Cool, that's good to know. You're going to have the money here. Okay.
Am I?
I think so.
Where's
and that's
the
from
money?
the pool, so that's not even from the locations
Yeah.
in play, right? Okay.
That was the third action?
That's it. Yep.
All
So
right.
I'll flip my mini card over.
Let's
You're
go
done.
with Tony Morgan. I'm going to play the Crystallizer of Dreams, and that's going to grab one of the Guardian of the Crystallizer weaknesses, and it's going to shuffle it into my deck.
That's right.
Crystallizer of Dreams is kind of what my deck is built on. When I play an event, I get to attach it, and I can use that to contribute to tests later on.
David, y'all inspired my wife and I to run through Arkham from scratch, from the core all the way to the extent of our collection. Perfect time to do so. You're so right, David. That's great to hear.
That's amazing.
Good luck. Good luck. Have a good time with it.
All right. And then I'm going to take my second action. I'm going to move to East Town. I don't know, are you showing the table or not?
Yeah, let's scroll on.
East Town. While you are in East Town, reduce the cost of each ally asset you play by 2.
Very cool.
Wow.
That could be good for you if you have
Comes in
one.
with 2 clues on it.
This is the...
Currently don't, but we will eventually.
You're on the right side of town for sure. This is the low shroud stuff.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did that.
All right, I'm going to investigate with my third action. So
Okay.
I have a 3 book to the 2 shroud. We're just going to go in.
Good luck.
Tony Zeros, as they were calling me earlier.
That's right. You really need that +1. It's always sometimes in Arkham that's the name of the game. You're like 1 off from being where you need to be.
-3.
Ain't
But
gonna
check
work.
this out.
Oh no, does he have Look What I Found?
I don't.
Okay.
But I do
Live and
have
Learn?
Live and Learn.
Yeah.
0 cost event. Fast. Play after you fail. Skill test you failed ends. Attempt that test again. You get +2 skill value for the rest of this test. Also, because I'm playing it, it's going to attach to my Crystallizer.
Who built this?
Some genius big brain.
My gosh. The big
So I'm
brain
gonna
on deck
shuffle.
building there.
Now we're at 5-2. I'm ahead by 3. If I get a -1 or better for me, I'm going to also get a card. Let's see what we get here. Wah, wah, wah.
I can't believe how effective that is. That's crazy good.
Now, technically, could I contribute that question
You
mark
could.
to this?
Yeah. No, I don't think you could. Yeah, you could, because it would start
I attempt
over.
the skill test
Yeah,
again. I'm
yeah.
going to do that
Wow.
because that puts me at +2
Hold, no, wait, hold on, it's way better than that.
or +4.
So you're currently at +3 because you have +2 to your stat of 3, which is 5, to its shroud of 2. So you're at +3. I don't think there's not a -4 token in that bag.
So don't
there's,
use it.
There's no
All
need
right, we're
to
back.
+4. The only thing that fails here is -5 or Tentacle.
Well, the other thing is if I succeed, I get that card back from Lucky Cigarette.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
But it's fine. Here comes,
give yourself a chance to win here.
Here comes Tony Zeros.
One of 2 tokens could fail here. Don't get them.
Tony Zeros,
Oh my-
living and learning.
It's a sticky token in
All
there.
right, so that means I succeed, so I get a clue. It also means that I can trigger Lucky Cigarette Case to draw a card, which is super good.
The engine is building. I get as much joy out of it as you do, just seeing this creation happen like it
And
is.
so I Crystallizer, move, did the test to get the clue, and did my thing. So that's it. That's my turn.
Now, technically,
Nope, not yet.
at this point, you could trigger the act.
I don't think
on
we should.
East Town. Okay.
You agree?
You're a conservative act guy.
So I feel like I'm a min-maxer, right? It's like I take riskier plays that have bigger outcomes,
So the start of next turn will potentially trigger? Okay. I'm down with that.
but then I'm very calculated in when we do things like that.
All right, enemies. So we'll look at the board here. So there's only 1 enemy on the board. Anything that would hunt or do anything would happen now, but there's nothing like that on Tony's quarry. It's just aloof, which means it's going to stay here and it's not going to engage anything that moves into its space. And then we go back up to, or really at the bottom, to the good stuff, as we call it. So you unexhaust everything. We draw a card. We gain a resource. And then we are done with the round. Flip these mini cards over.
Everyone in the chat screaming Tony Zeros. That's hilarious.
That's the name of the deck.
That's
the name of the deck,
If I'm not careful, I'm gonna have a coffee cup come my way with Tony Zeros.
All right, we flipped up to 2 Doom. So if you look at this, we've got 2 Doom here and 1 on Tony's Quarry, so we're at 3, halfway through the agenda already. I feel like we're behind a little bit, so good luck.
We're about to flip an act, though.
We're about to get
And
2
I'm
bad
built.
cards.
I'm not worried about it. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
False lead. If you have no clues, false lead gains surge. I do have a clue. You have a clue. If you have 1 or more clues, test 4 book. So here's what I'm going to do. You ready for
Really?
this?
Yeah, show me.
Fast. Play. Wait, let me make sure. Play after you draw a non-peril encounter card.
That's it?
But before resolving that card's effects. This is called You Handle This One. Choose another
Nice.
investigator. That investigator is considered to have drawn that encounter card instead. I also gain a resource. So I'm going to gain a resource. And because I'm playing the event, it's going to attach to my crystallizer. And you're going to get to deal with this. And you're Mr. Books.
I'm totally dealing with it. I am Mr. Books.
So I was looking at that card. I was like, it would have to be very particular for me to want to pass that to a teammate. And then I was like, that is exactly what I want to pass to a teammate.
There's a lot of things you'd want to do there. So now I'm looking at this and, oh, I really don't want to buff this with any skill cards. So I think I'm just going to ride or die on this one. Chris
Verostico asking if there are links to our decks. Yes, if you go to ArkhamDB and search Covenant, you should find them in the recent decks as well. I'm going to go ahead and grab those links really quick.
All right, so I'm just going to take this test. I'm at +1. It's not a good test for me. I'm good on the skull. I don't do well on the hood. I don't do well on the tablet. I don't do well on the tentacle, but I do great on the 0. So
hey, we'll call you Steven Zeros.
-2, exactly what I'm talking about. Ah! Okay, so for each point you follow, I place 1 of your clues in the location. I have 1 clue. It goes on to north side, so a little bit harder to get there.
It's called a swoosh.
Not terrible. And then my card on Wings of Darkness, test 4. If I fail, take a damage in horror, disengage from everything, and move to a central location. Oof. Rivertown? That's the only central location? I can't do this. Water protection. No way.
What did I miss?
Fast. Play when you would draw a non-weakness treachery card. Cancel the effects, take a horror. I'm not going to move to a central location.
Pass this?
I did not, but I only failed it by 1. I mean, it just put 1 clue back on the thing. On Wings of Darkness, I'm canceling that with a water protection. I can't fall behind like that. It would send me all the way back to this central location.
No,
it's like no.
Too much time.
Yeah, we can't do that. Okay, back to us.
That was painless.
Not terrible. My turn's going to be fairly boring.
Should we start with me so that I can go ahead and...
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah. All right. So I spend 2 clues, is that right?
Let's do 2 clues. Search for Alejandro. Only investigators can spend that at East Town. Let's see what's happening here. Put Henry DeVoe into play in Velma's Diner. Okay. And it says, choose and discard a card from your hand to parlay. You discuss Alejandro's whereabouts by testing 3 book. If you succeed, place a clue on this card. I'm going to guess that that's going to advance the act if we talk to him enough. So let's see if Tony can go rough up some information. You can't get into Alejandro's hotel room, so you decide to question several of the occupants in the neighboring rooms. One of them informs you that Alejandro has been meeting often with an acquaintance of his, a government official named Henry DeVoe. They tend to meet nightly at Velma's Diner. Perhaps you should pay him a visit. If there are 2 clues at Henry DeVoe, you must remove them and immediately advance. So if you parlay him with a 3 book 2 times in a row, you will advance on Friends in High Places.
And we'll presumably find Alejandro.
Presumably we will.
So the real question here is it worth that? Should I keep going? Are you going to take care of business over here?
I think it's better to complete an act fully than to complete some of them some ways.
Then a lot of them none of the way?
But it also depends. So how capable are you of passing parlay tests at this point? A 3 book, you know?
I mean, I'm okay about it.
Because you can't start blasting this guy. You got to talk to this guy.
So anyways.
Yeah, so that's something to consider. Now, other things that you could do is you could, well, see, you're not going to be of any use gathering clues over here. Now, you could go take care of your Tony's Quarry, which is not a terrible thing to do. You can go 1, 2, 3, and then take a free engage, but then you take an attack of opportunity. Let's look at the board here.
That's 2 turns deep. So I'm here. I could technically move 3 to get to my quarry.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd probably have to wait till next round to really engage with him.
And then
so
engage
it's
for
taking
free.
my next 2 turns.
Play your Switchblade, attack. Yeah. It really depends on how many zeros you can draw out of the bag on these parlay tests.
Oh, my name is not Tony Zeros for no reason.
Can you get 2 tests at +2 is really the question you need to be
it's
asking.
3 to 3.
And you'll have to discard a card every
2.
time. Every time you attempt to parlay.
I could currently do that.
Very nice. What's this crystallizer doing here? Did you play one from your hand and
Yeah.
not your backpack?
Yeah.
Oh.
I should have done the opposite.
Yeah, do
We're
that.
doing that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I can do that. Well,
You can get +2, 2 +2 tests.
let me do the math.
If not...
So I've got 2 here, right? 2 books.
Mm-hmm.
And then I definitely
true.
have...
You can't fail that one.
I definitely have a 2 book. And I have to discard 2 cards. So I could do it.
You could do it. And you'll draw another one next turn, so I don't know. This is when the lead investigator's just got to make some choices, you know?
Got to make the call.
Make the call. Now, you could also get that clue on Easttown, because we know that clues are always going to be good. And then move over there and try 1 test, and then draw a card, gain a resource.
I want to go for the money.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Now, I will say this. Having to move back into a location to get a clue is wasting time. So if you, for some reason, never have to move away from Velma's Diner during the scenario, which is not likely, it's a waste. But our presumption is you'll have to move.
The only way to get from Velma's anywhere else is to go
You'll
back
have to move
East
back.
Town.
So then you have the opportunity to investigate again. So,
All right, we're doing it. All right, I'm taking my action. I'm moving over here to Velma's Diner.
Okay.
And so then I have 2 actions left. And basically, I can
Take an action.
parlay with him.
Discard a card to talk to him at a 3 book.
All right, I'm going to take an action.
Okay. Discard that
Discard a card.
crystallizer of dreams.
Then I'm going to do the books thing. So I'm 3 to 3. And I'm going to contribute these 2.
So both cards from the crystallizer of dreams for a +2.
Now I'm at +2.
So you're at a +2. Now, if you fail this test, this is very bad. There's 3 tokens that fail.
Oh, flip a location.
Oh, right. Of course. You kill some time at the diner and listen to the conversations of the patrons around. Gain 2 clues from the token pool once per game by spending your turn.
Wow.
That's not bad.
Okay.
I think you're going to want to do that if I know the game.
All right, here we go.
Yep.
Tony Zeros.
Good luck.
Tony Zeros.
Good luck. Arkham says
Skull.
yes, -0, which means you actually succeed by 2.
Which means I get my lucky
My
cigarette and draw a
gosh.
card.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So
Place
then,
1 clue on this card.
all right,
Wing.
and then we'll try it again.
Wow.
And this is big time because
Is it big brain time?
big brain time. So I moved it to that. I'm going to spend.
Here we go. Now we got some moments happening. What's this?
My Colt for 2 book.
What a crazy person.
I haven't run into a single enemy.
Is there a second Colt in your hand?
No?
I want everybody to mark the time code of the video right now. So
Well,
that,
you're going to clip the front end of it
so
out
that
later.
we can make sure, just the live audience, we can make sure that whenever this test happens, we know the moment when it all really went poorly.
This is amazing. Angela says, even when he doesn't pull a 0, he pulls a 0. It's like the most interesting man vibe
Yeah.
of like, even when I don't pull a 0, I pull a 0. All right, here we go. Next pull. Ready for this?
Yep, pull the slots.
-5,
Oh, see,
-5,
that's what I'm
-5.
saying. What did I say? What did I say? All right, fail. Fail on. We're hitting the real bag this time. This is not the fake bag that we've been dealing with previously. Okay, I'm at a 3 shroud with a 5. Okay. Well, I could Mr. Book into a treachery.
Jonathan H. asking if he can buy a shirt from us online. I'm going to link to a shirt. We're limited on sizes, but this is what we got.
Okay, first I'm going to take a fast action. I know it's Mr. Rook, but we call him Mr. Book because It's funny. I'm going to search the top 9, and I'm going to pull 2 cards with Mandy's ability.
Mr. Book? Mm-hmm. This is a weakness if I've ever smelt one.
Could be 2, actually. Okay. Oh my gosh. Not only no weaknesses,
Come on.
occult evidence is here.
Come on.
So I get to choose. Let me zoom in here. So one of these research abilities is going to trigger. One of them is gaining 2 resources and putting a secret on Mr. Rook. One of them is draw this card and then discover a clue at my location. Let's see what 2 resources and a secret is going to do for me. I feel like I'm behind on clues right now, so I kind of want to do that.
I feel like this scenario is not exactly built for old Tony Zeros.
I don't know. That's why you got a decent book stat. A lot of people have 2s, and it's just garbage.
It's just bad.
All right, I'm going to take the clue from occult evidence. So I'm going to get this into my hand as a wild for a test, and I'm going to get a free clue.
Nice.
That's just for the research ability. Where does that go? Right here. And then I get to draw 2 of these cards. We've got the Stone, Premonition, Crack the Case, Segment of Onyx, and another Mr. Rook here. And I could also really just be looking for things that are going to help me with tests. I think Premonition is good here, so I can make sure I land my deduction.
Yep.
And I think Ancient Stone is good here too. This is a 3 resource card. I'm going to go with the Ancient Stone. I didn't get this far to not have the Ancient Stone.
That's right. All that work we did in the jungle.
So drawing Premonition and Ancient Stone.
What a crazy time.
Yeah.
Now clear these clues, Wooly.
Yeah. Now be a seeker. I already got 1 for free, you know. Okay, then we'll go ahead and do the Premonition and just see what's going to come out of the bag next.
Oh, nice. You get a pre-C.
What's the gas mask do?
It does -2. If you fail, lose 1 of your clues.
All right. So I know that I need to succeed by 2, which I'm already doing on the 3 Shroud.
Well, you just need to not fail. Succeed by 2 because you're the -2. I got it.
Yeah, because I've got a -2, yeah. Okay, so first action, I'm going to straight up investigate my 5 book of Mandy Thompson versus the 3 Shroud. I know I'm going to get -2, so I'll beat that test by matching the skill value. So done. I could do deduction here, but I really want to use it to get the extra +1 that it contributes as well. Nice. So I figure that's safer. So first action, just grab that clue.
All right.
Second action, I'll investigate with a deduction. So I'm now going to be at +3 to this test.
Okay. +3 total.
+3 total. So anything of -5.
I understand it gives you +3. I was like, oh
No.
my goodness, what's that card?
Okay, here we go. This is the magic. -2 is successful.
Nailed it.
So that's 2 clues from deduction.
Wow.
And then for my last number.
Oh my goodness. You take that clue off, you get another picture.
That's it. Last, I will contribute Enraptured, which is +1 to the test. And if it's successful during an investigate, I place a secret on a card, Mr. Rook, who I've already used this turn.
Yep. Give me that starfish. Give me that starfish. Skull, which is a
-0. So Enraptured triggers, it's successful. I'll get a secret on Mr. Rook, and I will gain a clue.
Wow.
That is victory 1, and in evidence on my camera, I'm now at +1 book forever.
We're rolling.
That was an acceleration turn, Zach. Had to make up for Tony talking to the coffee over there.
Hey now. I'm halfway there.
All right, enemy phase. We'll look at the board here. We've got only 1 enemy here, and it's Tony's Quarry. Again, it's aloof, it's not gonna do anything. So let's go ahead and get everything ready. Flip the mini cards. We will draw a card and a resource.
Perfect. I drew the card I really wanted.
Good, 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 good. Do you feel like when that agenda flips, there's going to be a lot of bad things coming our way?
Yep.
Good.
Like things are going to break loose in the city.
Things are going to get weird. Yeah, I think that's 100% the case. Everything unexhausts if you need to, and then let's go ahead and advance the agenda to 4 and start with the bad card there.
All right. Acolyte, spawn any empty location. Forced after Acolyte enters play, place 1 Doom on it.
So how about you put it as close
Right
to
here.
you as possible? Yeah.
Close and where I want that clue.
Do you want a Doom on it or a bounty on it?
Oh, yeah, sure. We're going to go.
Or 3, yeah.
We're going to go for it. Let's go 2. Let's save a few of these.
Okay, nice. And then I'll take a bad card here. It is a Brotherhood Cultist. This is exactly what I needed my Ancient Stone in play for.
We did it.
+1 fight and +1 evade for each Doom on it. And when you initiate an attack against it, place a Doom on it. Okay, so as we fight it, it's going to get more Doom heavy. So there's probably a world where I just take a couple of swings from it while I play my Ancient Stone, draw some cards. And I can't forget Words of Power.
Bounties can't exceed health.
Oh, right on. Yeah, it's only 1 health too. That's 1 Tony punch from.
Thanks for the catch stream.
Okay, let's think about this. All right, so it's over to us.
You ready for the dream?
Do you have I think our turns are going to be fairly unrelated. So if you know what you're going to do, feel free to go for it.
I know the first thing I'm going to do, which will help me decide the rest of the things I'm going to do. I'm going to play an easy mark. So I'm going to gain 2 resources and draw a card.
Nice.
And that's going to let me play an easy mark.
Oh my gosh. Did you draw that just now?
No, I didn't.
Okay, good.
That was the card I drew at the end of the round.
That's
so
incredible,
I gain 2
Zach.
more, draw a card. And these both go on my crystallizer.
Are those fast?
No,
the first one.
The first one cost me an action.
That's so awesome.
Ah!
Yeah, Doom on the Cultist, thank you.
All right, so here's what I'm...
If neither of these things dies, we will advance the agenda next turn. It's currently at 5.
So my best bet is probably move, start stabbing. I get a free attack.
Move, free attack. So it's going to take you 1 action to clear that enemy.
I have to engage first, right?
It will automatically engage you because it's not aloof. So the moment you move there, it's coming to you.
So move, then I get my... I already did this. So move, free attack.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally,
1 action remaining.
It gets them. And then I probably just get that clue.
Can you parlay before you do it?
Oh, I could parlay before I go. I may as well take the shot.
Yeah, you may as well take the shot, right? You've got 2 books sitting on your crystallizer right there.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at. So let's do this.
All right, first action was easy mark.
Yep.
Second action.
And so easy mark just, that let me play the other easy mark. That's what happened. So 2 books, so I'm at 5.
Actually, hold on. Let me check with chat before we do this. I need to know your guys's, so if the third action is move and then the enemy engages, can you still take a free action after your third action? So is there a player window, or is it after your third action ends, your turn is over and you can't play anything that's fast?
I feel like, yeah, I don't know the technical.
That's really the question, because I've always had a question about that. I can look at
Chris
the window.
says yes, David says yes.
Yes to what? I didn't phrase that question well. Can you still fight with the free action after your third action
I think that's
is
what
completed?
they're saying.
Okay. Okay, good. Still a window. Free action can be before or after. Great.
All right, we're parlaying.
Don't fail this.
Can I have 2 lucky cigarettes in play? No, only 1.
Nope.
So that's the card I'm discarding to parlay. Is my other lucky cigarette
You
case.
can have 2 in play, technically. Not that you, well, you'd have to have an additional accessory slot. You've got 2 filled right now.
All right, so I'm going to use that card.
Okay.
And I'm also going to contribute this thing from my hand, just for the wild. So that's 3 books with my 3 books to his.
So you're at 6 to his 3.
So I'm 3 ahead. That's
You're
the number. That's the magical number.
That is
right?
the magical number. In this particular instance, 2 is as magical.
So I shouldn't contribute this card.
It's going to trigger your lucky case. I mean, it's hard to know. This is -1 on the skull, -2, -2, -2.
We'll just leave it there.
It does mean the -3 wouldn't fail you, because we know there's 1 -3 in the bag.
Doing it. Plus it gives me a chance at my lucky cigarette case. All right. It said they both need to die for us not to advance. Is that true?
I don't think so. Because we're at 3, unless we missed. Did we miss a doom or something? No, I don't think so. Because it's currently at 3 doom, 4, 5 on the board. You kill the acolyte. That goes down to 4. It advances to 5
Oh, what about this
on
guy?
the board. No, he doesn't have any on him.
All right.
So I don't think it'll. There's 3 on the agenda. 3 on the agenda.
Here we go. Ready?
Yep.
Tony zeros.
Let's go.
Delivering a -2.
Perfect, dude.
So I succeed by just 1, right?
Succeed
so
by
I
1.
don't get my cigarette case,
Nothing,
but I do
nothing
succeed.
fancy. Okay, boom. And that says if there are 2 clues, you must remove them and immediately advance. Okay. There's 2 3Cs. Did I miss one of those? Alejandra's prison. Which one should I go to? Oh, it probably tells me. Whoa. Henry DeVoe. Switch this card with the bystander version of Henry DeVoe, removing that version from the game. Attach the set-aside Alejandro Vela to Henry DeVoe. Advance to Act 3C. These plans are about to change, Zach.
He's Alejandro.
Okay.
Does Alejandro have the thing?
With the bystander
Is he
version.
supposed to have the relic?
No, he does not. So now we see, let's zoom it in. So
He captured him.
Henry DeVoe comes in, he looks a lot angrier. And the set aside Alejandro Vila attached to him. So he's got him hostage, it looks like. And then 3C, Alejandro's plight. You believe you have discovered the identity of Alejandro's kidnapper. Now you must fight to rescue your companion. While Alejandro Vela is attached to an enemy, that enemy gets +2 per investigator health. So +4 health on Henry. So he's currently at 7 health. If the enemy Alejandro Vela is attached to leaves play, advance.
So now I'm just going to get him.
You can try to do 7 damage to Henry DeVoe, and that will be the end of the...
Is he engaged with me?
Yes, he is.
So this is bad.
It's a good time for Switchblade, though. That's why it's fast. So you're basically looking at 4 actions. Well, you want to put a bounty?
Wait a second.
What do you got? He's elite, if that matters. Most of those fun cards are non-elite.
All right, can't do that. What was the question? Sorry.
So
Bounties.
bounties. You want to put bounties here. So I'm thinking you'll need to hit him a minimum of 4 times. 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage, 1 damage.
Well, right now the only thing the bounty's doing for me is
Free action.
getting me a free action. So we'll at least put 1 bounty on.
I think the plan has changed here. I think your entire point, we're going to advance the Mythos thing. That's fine. I think the whole point here is you got to just kill this guy.
All right, so we'll fast action the Switchblade into play.
Do you want to put more bounties to make more money? You're kind of rich. I guess it doesn't much matter.
I have a bunch of money, and I want to make sure I have enemy fodder.
Free Switchblade. Look at you go. So you've still got 1 action remaining and a free action.
So we'll take a free poke with
Free
the,
Switchblade?
Yeah, so I'm at a 5 plus 2, make it a 7.
That's an upgraded Switchblade.
That's the upgraded Switchblade that I played.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
So we're now at a 7 compared to his, what, 4? So I'm ahead by 3.
You're ahead by 3. You got the magic number, man.
And if I succeed by 2 or more, I deal a damage extra and draw a card. It would be a good time to be alive
So
here.
you're going to take 2 cracks at him here.
All right, here we go. First shot here. Tony zeros. Let's do this.
Let's go.
Plus
Plus
1.
1. That's
Yes.
the lucky cigarette case.
All right, so I do 2 damage, which, do you have the other, we use those tokens?
Yeah, I'll do 2 here.
Plus I get to use my lucky cigarette case to draw a card,
It's combo wombo.
which is a haunted.
Oh no. It's the
Revelation, add
worst.
haunted to your threat area. I get -1 to each of my skills. I can take 2 actions to discard it.
I think you probably take another swing at mine at +2.
Yeah,
right?
I just have 1 action left, so
Yeah.
here we go. So I'm at 5, 6, 7, -1, so I'm at a 6 to his 4 at a +2.
Still fine. You're still fine. Good luck, Tony. You might make short work of Henry here. It's -2.
So I
Boom, boom,
get
boom.
it. So that's just 1 damage, though.
Yep, just 1.
You have a,
I got you.
but he's got, what, 4 health left?
4 health.
All right, you're mine next round.
4 health remains. Okay, so that plan changed, didn't it?
Sure enough.
Interesting.
You're just going to go to that university and harvest?
I've got a cultist on me.
Oh, you going to run?
I've got to figure out what I'm going to do.
David Coe, or rather, unlucky cigarette case. because I got my weakness.
Yep. Now there is a world where, okay, I like this a lot. First action I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play an Ancient Stone upgraded.
Okay.
Cost me 2, that will take an attack of opportunity from the Brotherhood Cultists, so I'll take 1 sanity damage.
Whoosh.
Okay. Then I'll do the Mr. Rook fast action, so that won't be an attack of opportunity, and I'm gonna look at the top 3 and draw 2, because I don't wanna hit a weakness.
Nice.
Now, I just have a handy dandy die here, because I have 8 charges
Whoosh.
on this Ancient Stone. So here's 1, 2, 3, and wouldn't you know it, I hit my Shocking Discovery.
Oh my
right
goodness.
on the top card. Arkham really playing the game today here. Shuffle it back into my deck. When I search, cancel the search and all of its effects, and draw the top card of the encounter deck. Okay, that's fine.
What was letting you search, Mr. Rook?
Yeah, Mr. Rook. Yeah.
So by the way, you could have put that sanity damage on Mr. Rook.
Yes, which was my intent, actually, but that's fine. Is that a... Yeah, cancel all the effects, etc. Oh, that's a bummer. Conspiracy of Blood, attach it to the current agenda. It gets -1 Doom threshold. That won't matter. Attach agenda gets -1. Each cultist enemy gains parlay, test 4. If you succeed, discard 1 copy of Conspiracy of Blood from play. If you fail, place 1 Doom on the enemy. So we can talk to a cultist and
Try to get rid
remove
of
this
that?
from the agenda. Until then, -1 threshold.
Now it's
to
-1.
all.
Does that immediately trigger?
No.
Okay.
It only triggers on the actual framework, unless it's Ancient Evils. Okay, so I'm going to put that on Mr. Rook. You may as well, right?
Yeah. Good value.
So now I've got 2 actions and nothing to speak of here.
You gonna
Now-
try to run?
We could advance. Now I could evade him and potentially get out of this, but that's a 3-book test. I could go 4 to his 2, so I could go +2 on the evade. If you fail there, it's not good.
You can also book him, right? Or stone him?
So I need to draw to do that. So anything that I currently have that's going to draw me cards will take a sanity. So every time I do that, I take a sanity. I could technically draw 2 times, do 2 damage, take 2 sanity, and still not have him gone. Probably evade and draw for a damage, and then Mr. Rook kills next turn. Let's try that. So we're going to do an evade on the Brotherhood Cultist. I'm going to contribute my occult evidence for the wild symbol. So currently my 4 stat to his 2 stat. So I'm at +2, which is the magic number for this scenario.
Yikes.
If this fails, I'm bummed.
Palantru, he says he's going to start catching up on the isolation videos, but wishing us the best. Good to see you.
Oh, it's a tentacle.
I couldn't see it.
It's the tentacle.
Bummer.
This is the Arkham that I know.
Pain.
Okay, so that does
Suffering.
nothing. And then lastly, do I continue to tread water, or do I take the sanity damage and deal with that reality? Advance the act. Could always advance the act. You know? I could also potentially just try to evade again. That would prevent 1 sanity, which is not that impressive. I don't think that's worth it. Evade, draw for a damage, and then come back in next turn with Mr. Rook for 2 is the best move there. But we drew the tentacles, so it's not going to work. So really, this is kind of an interesting situation.
I feel like it's just forced to be suboptimal.
Yeah, but suboptimal in the way that, like, I really don't have anything to do. So let me think about what I might do. I guess
rush.
evade might be the only thing that actually I can do.
Positively contributes to something.
Yeah, it's about the only thing that positively contributes to this.
Man, this Brotherhood Cultist is a punk.
All right, so let's try that. We'll try to evade again. Worst that happens is you fail. A lot of ways to do that. What's the hood? -2.
If you don't succeed by at least one, take a damage.
I did not succeed by at least one. I will take that damage. It's going poorly.
But you succeeded.
I did not. No,
Were you
minus.
at +2?
No,
Oh, that was 'cause of
three.
the card.
3 did 2. Yeah. So I did not succeed.
Yikes.
All right, that was a horrible turn. So we have some catching up to do
Yeah,
here.
someone on the chat said Arkham seems like it's making up for yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so then we go to the enemy phase, which we actually have. So anything that's engaged will attack. So
Yeah.
I'll take 1 sanity from the Brotherhood
And
Cultist.
I'm taking 1 and 1 from old Henry DeVoe.
And then let's go ahead and flip anything that's exhausted. That would matter.
Okay.
And then we'll draw a card and gain a resource. Got some money. That's good. All right,
Making
that's
money
fine.
moves.
Then end of the round, any end of the round things that'll trigger. Next, we add a doom and advance, which is going to happen here.
Does that clear?
Anything on the table that has doom would clear at that moment.
All right. Well,
so here we
are.
go.
And does that thing stay in play?
It does not. It says current agenda.
Whoosh.
The town is bustling as noon comes and goes. University students travel from class to class. Business people take breaks from their busy office lives. And in East Town, Velma's Diner is abuzz with a lunch rush, which you well know. Despite this veil of normality, the curtain has been lifted. You see this town for what it really is, an endless mire of secrets. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. If there are only 2 act decks in play, place 1 doom on agenda 2A as it is revealed. There are 3 act decks, so we're rightly not quite ahead, and it would have made us a little more behind if we had been. Behind the curtain, this conspiracy runs much deeper than you would imagine. The more times you spend investigating these mysteries, the more you come to realize they are linked to one another. At the center of these secrets is an enigmatic organization manipulating events behind the scenes. Again, we can resign, and 6 agenda threshold. So I feel like we're good. We got a little reset. We kind of toweled off a little bit there. And then we got the bad cards, starting with you, Zach.
Conspiracy of Blood.
Oof, thanks.
-1.
And secret must be kept. Peril. Test if you fail. Oh, can't say it. Oh, cool. Wow, good for us. So I can't say anything, but I'll say something later.
All right.
Let's do, that's fine.
I can't say anything, but I might say something later. -2.
Success.
What happened?
Nothing.
Can you tell me anything?
Yes, this is a peril card. Test 3. If you fail,
3 brain.
yeah, and I'm currently at, oh wait, did I get -2? Dang, I did.
Yeah.
I did fail then. What does it say if
3
I fail?
brain. -2. If you fail, take 1 damage and 1 horror for each act deck the investigators have completed. The skill test gets +1 difficulty and deals +1 damage and +1 horror.
Okay, so 0 damage because we haven't completed any act decks, so that's
says
at least fortunate.
0 plus damage. If you fail, take a damage and a horror.
Okay, so I will do that. So 1 on Mr. Rook, and 1, Mandy's getting
Insane.
some horror. And so as we continue to finish these act decks, things get harder.
Yeah.
So we might want to not finish them until they're all ready to be finished.
Or until we are finishing 1 or 2 and then resigning.
Yeah, well, you're a resigned man, huh?
I mean, are we gonna?
We're gonna investigate until we're dead.
I don't know the penalty of dying, really.
You'll just be out of the round, and then we'll come back to the next scenario, probably with worse things. Yeah. Okay, now we got to decide. We're gonna make some decisions. So you can pretty easily kill Henry here, right?
That's the goal.
That seems like it's gonna happen regardless. Then you probably move and kill the Acolyte.
So I think my first action is dropping this thing, because -1 across these tests is a bad number for me.
You'll take an attack if you do that.
Oh, I'll take my free attack first and see how it goes.
You're still at +2. I mean, that's still not a bad threshold.
Great.
Ultimately, I wouldn't be
The
terribly
free
concerned.
attack is why I'm less into it. All right.
Okay, free attack.
I'm gonna do my free attack.
You're just
Let's start
haunted.
there.
What could go wrong?
-1. I have a 5, 6, 7 because I'm using this upgraded switchblade to his 4, and I'm -1. So I'm +2 on the test. Here we go.
Good luck.
How many zeros?
It's -0 because nothing has doom on it, right?
So I win by 2.
You win by 2 on the skull. That's a cigarette case.
I do 2 damage, and I get the lucky cigarette case to draw a card. That's a good little card. So he's at 5 damage, and he has 7 total health. All right.
Yep, 7 total health.
So then my first action.
Can you buff it at all? Because you got to hit it by 2, right? Well, you're attacking with what, 7?
Yeah, -1. So I'm ahead by 2. I'm just gonna get it. I don't have anything to buff with,
Okay.
so doesn't matter anyway.
Worst case, you just have 2 swings here, probably.
I have 3 left.
Yeah, but like you'll have to use 2 if you don't hit the +2.
Here we go. Tablet.
It's -2.
-2 if you don't succeed by at least 1. Place a doom on the nearest cultist enemy.
If you do not succeed by at least 1, which is true,
I'm dead even.
place
so
a
he takes
doom
the damage.
on the acolyte.
That's fine. I'm gonna come get that acolyte.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
All right, one more attack. I have 1 action after this. Let's try it again.
So free attack, and then an attack.
Tablet.
Yeah. So we'll put another doom there.
Yikes. He goes away though.
Yeah, he's gone.
So this is going to go to me as a resource.
Yeah. And then Henry goes to the victory display, victory of 1. And then if the enemy Alejandro Veil is attached to Leaves play, advance. Okay, advance. If Alejandro was attached to Hunting Night Gaunt, which it wasn't, if it was attached to Henry DeVoe, Henry collapses to the ground, exhausted and bloodied. Wait, I mean, you switchbladed him like 7 times.
That's right.
I'll tell you where to find Alejandro. He gives you an address in Rivertown and you follow his directions. Inside the abandoned office building is Alejandro, not restrained but overjoyed to see you. Thank goodness, you have to get me out of here. The investigator nearest to Henry DeVoe takes control of Alejandro Vela. Where did he end up?
He's right here.
Okay.
I already got him.
You got him. Okay. Remove the remainder of the CD act deck from the game. That's this one. CD act deck from the game. If another act card is in play, continue playing. Otherwise, proceed to R1.
If that was the last act card.
Oh, right on, right on. If another act card is in play, which it is. Okay.
So 1 deck gone.
1 deck is gone.
Did we get any victory for that?
Yeah, no. No, that's just
I get
the
a victory
game.
for Henry, though.
You do.
I got it.
We both do. Remove the remainder. It says it's in River, but you don't end up there. I wish you would end up in Rivertown. That'd be nicer.
I agree. All right. So then I have 1 action left, right?
Yes. Yes, that is true. If you go to the Acolyte, you'll take 1 damage on the enemy phase.
Well, I mean, I'm fine with that because of this guy.
That's true.
And then it saves me an action. So
That's
yeah,
very
let's
true.
just go ahead and move Acolyte because I have to get rid of him next round.
Yeah.
With that 2 doom. And we only need 5 to advance, so this is going to be a problem.
Okay, so let's show this.
So
you
I
move there,
move
and then
there.
you take the Acolyte with 2 doom on it.
Acolyte coming to me.
And then you're done.
Done
Pretty good
skis.
turn. All right, we're 1 act down. Okay, now I've got to deal with this cultist.
Still. I'm going to use the bathroom while you're doing that.
Yeah, please do. All right, so I've got some
Anything?
options here. Actually, I've got some great options here, friends. Check this out. Let me put the. Where's the bag? Yeah, here's the bag. Okay, so let me zoom you guys in. Here's my situation. You guys see the. Let me get. Okay, here's what I got. So I got Mr. Rook here. That's a free draw 2. Which would do 2 damage to the cultist with the Ancient Stone for free, no attack of opportunity. Then I can draw a card, take an attack of opportunity to Mr. Rook, who's now free of secrets, and put him in the discard pile. So I like that a lot. You guys like that? I'm going to do that. So first is a fast action, Mr. Rook. I'm going to use a secret. And I really don't want to draw that kleptomania weakness right now because my sanity is low. So I'm just going to search the top 3 for 2 cards. Okay. And I've got Crack the Case, Segment of Onyx, and Ancient Stone. I'll take Crack the Case and Segment of Onyx. And those 2 draws I'll remove 2 secrets from Ancient Stone because it says when you draw any number of cards, spend that many secrets to deal that much damage to an enemy at your location. And I'll do 2 damage to this Brotherhood Cultist. And then for my first action, I will draw the game. Or I will draw the game. I will draw a card. That'll take an attack of opportunity. So draw a card, trigger the Ancient Stone, 1 damage to the Cultist. And I believe it still, does it attack of opportunity happen at the very end? So like, if I draw the card, kill the Cultist, does it still get an attack of opportunity against me? Arkham rules, let's check it out. Tell me, friends. And I got a premonition on that draw, which is great. Going down to 5 on the Ancient Stone. Man, that Ancient Stone is incredible. That's fantastic. Let me look up, I'll look up attack of opportunity here. This is how games work. Attack of opportunity. It attacks first. Okay, still itchy. Thank you. Don't even need to read it. So I'll take 1 to Mr. Rook. Unfortunately, he goes to the discard pile. Brotherhood Cultist is dead. And everything is right with the world. I have 2 actions remaining. Let's take a look. What do you guys think? I could advance this act with Harlan with Guardian's Inquiry. I feel like I should go ahead and do that right now while I'm at it, so that Zach can move over there, deal with Tony's Quarry, and maybe hit up whatever the Curiosity Shop triggers from Guardian's Inquiry. I feel like that's the right move there. Zach, you would love this this sequence. So Mr. Rook, spin the secret, draw 2 cards, do 2 damage with Ancient Stone for free.
Nice.
Then take a card draw action, attack of opportunity. Mr. Rook soaks it, gets discarded, 1 draw. Ancient Stone triggers again, 3 damage. Boom, just like that.
So you just actually dealt with your problem.
I dealt with my problem. I'm going to go ahead and flip to the next thing because I have a feeling that just like on this side, we're going to need to go do something on this side,
Yep.
and you're going to want to be here anyway, right?
I'm coming.
All right, so let's flip Guardian's Inquiry. I'm going to spend 2 clues at north side.
That was a sweet turn you had.
I am not even done. I've got 2 remaining.
You're going to go
All
down
right.
to Miskatonic, I have a feeling.
Maria da Silva is going to come in, the Wealthy Patron asset, into play at the Curiosity Shop. You can spend a resource to parlay at, again, a test 3. If you succeed, place a clue on her, and I'm going to guess it's going to be a similar mechanic as the last one. Strange relics. Inside the shop, a middle-aged woman wearing the height of fashion inspects the Essex relics on display with admiration. How did those relics get here, and what does this woman know of all of this? If there are 2 clues, you can advance immediately. So you can go talk to the Curiosity Shop. You got to spend money to talk instead of discarding cards to talk.
Well, I have a lot of money. Look at this.
That's true. That is very true.
I'm ready.
All right.
It's going to probably take me, I guess he only has 1 health here?
Yeah, only 1. Yeah, you're gonna wreck that thing. Second action, I'm going to university.
Yep.
And then third action, I think we go ahead and let's go ahead and investigate. I think that's right.
Yeah.
Or
You're at +2 because of the photograph? Or Camera?
Yeah, let's go ahead and investigate. I'm at +2, and I think that's reasonable.
This your last action?
Yeah. That'll allow me to advance it next turn if we want.
Wow.
Skull.
Minus X.
Minus X. Is
Highest
that?
number of doom on a cultist enemy, 2.
Yeah, so I succeed. Boom, boom, boom. All right, back up. And we're done. That was a good turn. That was a recovery turn. Like I said, we toweled off there.
Yeah.
It's important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now we go to the enemy phase. There are no enemies here that matter. You're engaged with 1, so there is 1 enemy that matters. You'll take 1 damage from the Acolyte.
All right.
The Acolyte's little
So it's 3 damage.
symbol.
I'm at 6 remaining health.
You got plenty. You got 9 health. You're a beefy.
Yeah.
Then we'll go
Thanks.
to the good stuff again. Anything that needs to be unexhausted can do that. Draw a card, gain a resource. And here we go. Back up to the bad stuff. One on the agenda. It's now at 3 of 5 because of that acolyte.
Yep.
Bad card to you, Tony. Do me the honors if you would.
On the Wings of Darkness. Revelation. Test 4 foot. If I fail, take a damage and a horror. Then disengage from each non-Night Gaunt enemy engaged with you and move to a central location.
There is this one. So if you fail, which you will, almost assuredly, you'll have to move, take some damage and move to Rivertown.
I'm not failing.
That's awful. That's not what we need right now.
I'm not failing.
You're getting hauled away by these weird night gaunts.
I should try not to fail.
Probably, yeah.
Let's do it. All right, so I'm at a 2 foot. I'm testing a 4.
He's still got haunted actually at a 1 foot. I think you're going to Rivertown. I don't think there's any way around it.
How much do we believe in Tony Zeros?
Oh, I don't believe in it anymore.
I'm going for it. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to add 3 total foot. One's a Switchblade I'm not going to play, and the other is another card that I'm not currently going to play. The Dumb Luck. So I'm at a 4 to the 4. I need
This
a
is
0
horrible.
or a positive.
I've never seen anything worse in my life.
It's cards I wasn't necessarily going to use.
Risk management.
And it could be huge.
What's going to happen? Well, there's like 3 to 4 tokens that make it okay.
You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Tony Zeros.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? That's unbelievable.
Don't mind me. Just trusting my gut over here.
Are you cheating?
Obviously not. I failed plenty of tests this game. All right.
That's
so
unbelievable.
I pass.
What is your, how
Get
are
outta
you?
here.
You're like the best teammate ever.
Thanks.
Everyone I always play with, including myself, has normal luck.
Daniel
Okay.
Marquez asking, wait, you haven't lost the last 2 times? That is correct. We've won the past 2 scenarios. Jared Pine, Tony Zeros. 60% of the time? It happens all the time.
All right, here's a peril card.
So I don't get to know what it does. This is amazing. Rafe says, starts singing, take me to Rivertown. You can't take me to Rivertown.
I'm going to take... I'm going to spend a clue instead of taking 2 damage. It's fine. Okay, now it's back up to our turn.
Wasn't even a problem.
So you actually, yeah, you're in a great spot now. That's amazing.
Ready?
Okay, yeah.
So my basic line is take my free attack, try to get rid of this.
If
Then
you don't
attack
get rid
again.
of that, it's a disaster.
Get rid
You're
of
at
it.
7 to 3. Yeah, it's hard to
I'll
imagine.
go until I do that. And then once he's gone, if I have the actions remaining...
Remember your allies are -2 if that matters. Although you've already got one, so it doesn't.
I have an amazing play.
But now I have a better plan.
I have an amazing
What do
play.
you got?
So I need to ace here. Then I
Yeah.
have a particular card that is going to let me clear a lot of clues from a particular location.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Because it's 1, 2 away.
Wait, hold on. Let me check this. That would trigger my camera too.
If I clear it,
Yeah, if you clear it.
well, I can clear 2 of them.
Then I can clear the last one, easy peasy.
And you can get your thing. I feel like that's really good. So ace here,
Presumably,
I try
yeah.
to do that, and then we're off to the races.
If we even need more clues, I mean, we don't really know. We don't really know.
My thing is, I don't think I'm going to be able to get here and do all of this in the same turn.
Yeah, we may as well.
So I can take a move action and then have the next round to kind of cue it up.
I'm into it, man.
All right, you ready? I'm just
Yeah.
going to go. I'm taking my free action here on old Acolyte.
Yeah, 100%.
Here we go. Dance time. Tony Zeros. I'm at a what? 5, 6, 7, -1, 6 to 3. I'm ahead by
You
3.
also clear that haunted, and then play the intel report. That's not bad
Yeah,
either.
we'll see what happens. Ahead by 3.
You don't even care about haunted when you draw 0 every time. -3.
-3.
Did it.
Nailed
Whoop,
it.
whoop, whoop.
So I get rid of the Acolyte, so the Doom goes away. The bounty gets collected, so I get an extra resource. And then...
Who needs Colts when you've got a Switchblade?
That's right. That's why I was comfortable getting rid of it. I had that sitting there. Okay, so then now I have 3 actions left.
3 actions remain.
So that's where like I could just clear 2 clues here and my haunted.
I think that's fine.
So I'm going to drop the haunted, and then I'm going to pay 2 for an intel report.
This to me is like the MVP card of this Tony deck, actually. It's the secret MVP that you get to go 2 book on a crystallizer, and you get to clear 2 locations away.
Yeah. So discover a clue at my location. Then it says, when I play intel report, increases cost by 2. Change discover 1 clue to 2, so I'll increase it by 2. And then when you play intel report, increases cost by 2. Change it at your location to add a location up to 2 connections away.
All right, so 1, 2.
Yep. So then I get 2 clues from 2 locations away.
It's so good. And after you talk to the guy in the diner, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Because I played at an event, I get to attach it to the crystallizer, which means I'm going to get that book for later.
It's just like I'm like a proud parent over here.
Yeah, watching it
just like at the soccer game.
I'm going to turn that and take away some of these. So I that's my turn. That's all I can do.
Can't argue with that. Okay, let's see what I'm into here. This is going to be so good that you did that. I forgot I had Crack the Case in hand. That's so good.
Well, I guess my knife should be.
All right, I'm going to start off with a premonition because this actually is a really important test for me.
Okay.
So let's seal a token. Make sure we know what we're going to draw. It's a -2.
There's some great comments coming through right now.
So let's see, I am currently at a 5-6 investigate, and it's going to be a -2, so I will succeed if I go ahead and investigate right now. So let's do it. Investigate, I automatically draw the -2, puts me at 4-4, which means this clue is gone.
And you get another photograph?
Which means I get a photo on my folding camera, and in response, I play Crack the Case, get X resources for the shroud value. Here comes 4 money.
Holy
for Steven.
macaroni. You're at 6 money? I feel like we are just...
Anytime one action can get you all of that.
We are taking this scenario to Rivertown. It is crazy what is happening right here.
The action compression. That's the kind of turn that a Netrunner player can really get behind.
Man, this is amazing, actually. I was told this was going to be the most challenging thing I've ever played against.
Maybe still will be. You never know.
Everyone's saying they're going to get wrecked tomorrow. We will see.
We will see, friends.
Joe Pizza says, if they kill it tomorrow, I'll be a true believer.
I think it's time to advance this act. I need to see what
act?
happens. The Harlan is in danger.
Is it?
Should we wait? I'm at Miskatonic. I've got 4 clues. I've got 2 actions left.
Oh, I didn't know you had 2 actions left.
I've got 2 actions left.
Yeah, what else are you going to do? Sit around?
Let's, or.
I'm going to go here and I'm going to pay her. Pay her. I got to test a book too, and I got this 2 books sitting here waiting for one of those tests.
All right, here's a different plan. Second action, I'm going to play Dr. Ellie. Search the top 9 cards for 2 relics. Okay, let's see what we got here. We got the Tooth, we got a segment of Onyx, and we got an Astounding Revelation. That is what we call shooting a 3 from the half court. It is unbelievable.
I think it's just called the half court shot.
Let's start with Astounding Revelation. When I search my deck and it's there, I can gain 2 resources or place a secret on an asset I control. So I'm going to gain 2 resources to stay in the cache.
Money, money, money.
Then, because I'm Mandy, I get to choose 2 relics, and they don't count on any slots. They attach to Ellie Horowitz.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
But wait.
There's more?
There's more.
No.
There's more, Zach.
No.
Here we go. It's happening. Okay. Now, second action is complete. Check this out. Pay 1 for a fast segment of Onyx. Pay 1 for a fast segment of Onyx. Segment of Onyx in play with Ellie Horowitz. It's the pendant of the Queen. It's time. All 3 are in play. We're played fast.
We did it.
3 copies. They are set aside.
Do we get something in our journal log?
I get a pendant of the Queen. Let me tell you how this one's going to work. It comes in with 3 charges. Doo, doo, doo. For a fast action, I can move to any revealed location, discover a clue on any location, automatically invade an enemy at any location. 3 times I can do that, and I can potentially
Wow.
get more charges on it.
You are the queen.
I am now. I've reached my final form, Zach.
Yeah, Queen Steven. Hey, I want to read suss into some of these comments. Chris Verosco says, it upsets me that Zach has yet to be soul crushed by this game.
I know, right? Me too.
And then Jared says, Destiny, semicolon, or colon, I never know the difference. Zach makes Steven decks that die spectacularly. And then Arkham, Steven makes Tony zeros. To be fair,
yeah, you make decks that are horrible, and then I make great decks for you. That's what they're saying.
I believe I have made multiple decks that have won you tournaments. That
Yeah,
we've
the
gone to.
Gungan deck actually was a notable, actually going way back.
Yeah, if you go way back in time.
back in the day.
So we're just gonna put that comment to bed.
All right, I've got one remaining, one action remaining, and I've got a pendant, so I can move anywhere. I feel like I should advance that act just to find out where I need to be. Are you down with that?
With one action to go?
Yeah.
Why risk it?
Why? You're right. Why?
We can both be loaded up. In fact, I can go first, and I can move over to Funky Town and see if I can get this moving too.
Do I have charisma?
That's a good question.
I do. Well, let's just play. Let's play Mr. Rook while we're here.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's way better, right?
Yeah.
This is way
3
better.
secrets. And then I really don't want that Kleptomania right now, so why not use one? Exhaust Mr. Rook. Top 3, draw 2. And there's Kleptomania. Of course. And so I'll draw Enraptured and this Magnifying Glass. Enraptured is a way to get a charge on my Pendant of the Queen. So watch out. Okay, now we go to the end of my turn. Kleptomania is going to trigger because I did not steal anything from you. I'll take a horror onto Mr. Rook. I've got a shield of 4 sanity right now, so I'm just going to be mad about the fact that I can't steal anything.
You're going to fight the urge.
Okay, that's all that needs to be said for this turn. Let's go to the enemy phase. Are any enemies going to hunt or attack us?
Nope.
I have no enemies on me. You have no enemies on you.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and draw a card and gain a resource. And then we're going up to the top. So 1 doom on Behind the Curtain. Here's your bad card.
Let's do it. False
You're
lead.
right, thank you. Use Mandy's ability on Ellie's search. So I will get 1 card and it's going to be the Raptured. Magnifying Glass goes back. I draw it, so Ellie goes back.
Almost cheating.
Thank you, chat.
All right, I drew a false lead. Revelation, if I have no clues, I do have a clue against search. If you have 1 or more clues, test 4 book. For each point you fail by, place 1 of your clues on your location.
Might not matter that much. I don't know.
Yeah, I have 2 clues. I have 3 book. Let's just let it roll. So I have -1 already.
I can always get one for free with a pendant if I need to.
Hope this doesn't go super bad.
Oh my gosh.
Tony, zeros.
I'm so upset. I'm just upset about it.
So I lose 1.
Just constantly mad. I'm happy that we're winning. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm happy that we're winning. How are you doing that?
I don't know. Luck.
There's an Acolyte.
Hey there. But only 1 health. You can take a look. It's in a book.
I'm going to miss her Rook and kill him with the
That's what I'm
stone.
saying. Just taking a look.
Get out of here.
All right. So that's it.
We should advance the act. My act.
Yeah, before we do anything else. You're first. Does someone? Yeah, you have to do that. Or is that an action? Or is that
I don't know exactly how it works. I think it's a fast action, and that can be taken at the beginning of any player window. So, I don't know. I'll go first.
Let's see what we get.
Matters. Okay. Only investigators in Miskatonic. That's me. Can spin clues.
Spawns at any empty location.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
So you want to put it in my way?
Downtown?
I'll come gun it down.
Downtown. Acolyte is downtown.
I won't gun it down. I'll knife it down.
That's what it looks like.
Once we're in the city, you can't use a gun because people will hear you.
That's right.
That's the bounty strategy here.
Okay. Let's advance. Harlan Earnstone into Easttown. Well, hello. You are there already.
Hello, Harlan.
Discard the top 3 cards of your deck to parlay with 4 brain. If you succeed, place a clue on him. So this is going to be a Steven test. What's your brain at?
2.
Yeah, I'm going to go pinned into the queen right over there. And then let's read. Okay, Harlan's curse. There's no sign of Harlan in his office, but one of the assistants in the administration building informs you he took the day off and went to his home in Easttown. If there are 2 clues on Harlan, remove and immediately advance. So why don't you stick to what you're good at?
You're going there, I'm going here.
Yeah.
Party
And
on.
We'll do the rest.
You want to go ahead?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm trying to imagine right now if there's anything that would help me. All my weaknesses are out.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, reasonable. And that's a free action for you, so yeah, so that makes
Kovac
sense.
says, Steven can't get a 0 when they're all up his next sleeve.
That's absolutely true. That's ridiculous. Okay, how about I'm going to move here, free action, Pendant of the Queen,
Yep.
move to any location. How is that in existence?
I mean, you had to have 3 cards in your hand.
I mean, it only saved me an action. Well, it saved me 2 actions, which is phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
That's so good. Next, we'll use Mr. Rook.
If you need any brain assistance, you let me know.
Yeah, do you have it in your hand?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well then we can definitely do that. Search the top 9 because I'm out of weaknesses. So 5,
I've been
6,
sitting
7.
on plus brains for no reason all game. Except for now. It was meant for this moment.
Okay, Astounding Revelation is here. So I'm going to either put a secret, I'll put a secret on Mr. Rook instead of gaining the money. Well, let me make sure I don't need to play anything.
Pay him.
No, I don't need it. Okay, so Astounding Revelation is resolved, and I get 2 cards, and all that I'm really looking for here is things that are going to boost my brain. So Brain Boost in Ellie, Brain Boost in Hawkeye.
Wrong game.
That's handy. Okay,
All right.
so now I'm here, and I've taken 0 actions. The Queen is in the building.
That's amazing.
Beyonce's here.
Beyonce. Beyonce.
Okay, so I'm a 4 to Harlan's 4. And really, we need to be up by 2.
How about I give you a +2?
Do we go more? Do you have any other boosty cards?
I have another 2. But I was going to give you 1 for each of these tests.
You have another double?
Yeah.
So if we go up to +3, that takes 1 token out of the bag.
Do you have a +1?
Or we can do potentially 3 tests, fail 1 of them, and take each of them at +2. Because you've got 2, I've got a 2 test, and then you've got another 2 to contribute.
I like the 3 at +2.
I like 3 at +2. Let's do that. All right, first test at +2.
Someone said klepto something from Tony before he runs off.
That is actually because, I have to discard the top 3 to try this. If I shuffled Klepto back in right now, I could potentially discard it off the top. It's not worth it. It's too much time, not enough time. So 1, 2, 3. Somebody look up what happens when I run out of deck too.
Yeah, that does happen.
Actually never done that. All right, first test, contributing
+2.
perseverance from Tony, thank you. We have 3 tests that we can make, so that tentacle is fine.
All right, ready for the round 2?
Yes.
+2, same card, perseverance.
Okay, second test, perseverance is your second contribution. I'm officially out of cards. I guess we should see what matters.
Take a horror and reshuffle.
Take a horror,
You want to put it on your friends?
reshuffle. It may be direct. I don't have I don't think it'll matter.
We're about to clean sweep this one.
Okay, reshuffle.
You feel it?
Here's the second test. At a +2.
Don't draw that tentacle again. Power of 0.
Power of 0 compel you, -1.
All right.
That's 1 success.
Great success.
And
that
then,
from? Do you know if that's from?
no, I don't. Final test, I'll contribute 2 from my own hand.
Is it worth a third?
It eliminates 1 from the bag. Yeah.
Just do it.
If you don't care. Yep.
It's the end game now. If we get that -3, I'm going to dance.
Yes. Good job.
-2, if you don't succeed by at least 1, you take a damage. So we
I
save
don't
your
have
damage.
to, because I did.
All right, so Harlan is discovered. What happens now?
Let's find out. Okay, Harlan's Curse. Remove them and immediately advance. Done. Okay. Harlan finally snaps out of his daze, returning to his normal self. He tells you that he was accosted by several figures in brown robes. Oh, discard cards are parlay. That's right. That's right. 2, 3. All good cards. That's what happens when you only have the good cards. They used some kind of hypnotism to pry the knowledge from him by force. He had no choice but to tell them the truth, that he'd brought the relic to the curiosity shop and gave it to one of his associates. If you make haste, perhaps you can reach the relic before the brown robed figures do. Attach the set-aside Relic of Ages to the curiosity shop. Aha! Dude, I'm going to pin it over there in one swift action.
One fell swoop.
I can parlay with her as well. If there are 2 or fewer act decks in play, is that true? There are currently 2.
Fewer than 2.
Yeah, 2 or fewer. Search the encounter deck for 1 Acolytes and spawn it in the Curiosity Shop. Advance to find the relic.
Acolyte comes in with a doom, right?
Yep.
Bad news. It's
You
one
want,
away.
Bounty?
Yes.
You believe you have discovered the relic's whereabouts. Now you must scour the place
What's
from
the name of the
bottom
act
to
or
top
agenda?
in order to find it. This is Find the Relic, Act 3A. While Relic of Ages is attached to a location, that location gets +2 Shroud. If Relic of Ages is attached to a location with no remaining clues, advance. Oh, so once we get over to the Curiosity Shop, we got to clear the Curiosity Shop of clues. The Pendant of the Queen is going to be insane for that. Just get 2 clues for free? My gosh. And then we also need to be there to deal with Maria, so all roads lead to the Curiosity Shop.
We got this.
Very, very nice. All right.
That was your last action too, right?
Yep.
All right, so now I'm going to go. First thing I'm going to do is move. I'm going to move to the Acolyte, or to the downtown. The Acolyte's going to engage with me, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And then, can I keep moving? What happened to my movement points here?
So you can keep, every time you move and don't hit the Acolyte, you take an attack.
But like I was already moving, and I moved 1 space. Do I lose those rest of those move points or something?
What?
Like when
You
you're
can only
moving,
move 1.
Oh, each one's an action.
Yeah.
I thought you could move 3 for some reason.
No.
As an action in my
That
head.
would be way too easy.
All right. So he engaged with me. I'm going to spend my free attack to attack the Acolyte with my Switchblade.
Yes, definitely.
I have +2, so I'm at a 7 to his 3. So anything but the -5 or the tentacle will do exactly what I want
I
to
think
do.
you're in a good spot.
You smell 0? Ah, tentacle.
Oh my gosh,
Tentacle.
it's happening.
All right, so I moved. I used my free action. I'm going to use my second action to try to take another swing.
Good luck.
Thank you, thank you. -2.
The
So
bag provides.
I beat it by just enough. So I'm at
7,
7.
6, 5,
I
2.
beat it by
It's
2?
3. Beat it by 2. Yeah.
So I'll get rid of the Acolyte. I'll collect the money from the bounty. The doom will go away.
Yep.
And
your cigarette.
I beat by 2, so I get my cigarette case. Let me see what that card does. Sweet, sweet. Okay, and I have 1 action left, so I'm just going to move.
So move, free attack,
Regular
action attack, last attack.
and move
yeah.
to the north side.
And then go ahead and, yep, so that one's already been flipped. Okay, good. You're done here. And now,
The trigger on downtown, by the way, is gain 3 resources, limit once per game.
yeah,
I have 7.
as if we needed it.
So, you know.
No enemies with Hunter that matter.
Nope.
Nothing's going to happen here. We're going to stand everything up that exhausted. And then we're going to draw a card and gain a resource. And now we're going to flip 1 Doom. So we're currently at 4 Doom on the table to 5.
And how do we get rid of that? We parlay with a cultist?
Parlay with a Cultist. We're not going to have time for that.
No.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Nobody talks to Cultists. There's one rule.
Uh-oh.
What's it say?
Conspiracy of blood. Attached to the current agenda.
It won't advance still because we already passed that framework. So you add the
Great.
Doom check, and then you take your
What a
treachery
perfect time to
cards.
draw that card.
Yeah, it's actually a great time. Attached to your location, nobody's home is the treachery I drew here. Attach your location. If there are no clues on your location, nobody's home game surge. There is clues. One additional action to investigate attached location. As if that mattered. That was very fortunate treachery draw for us. So nobody's home at Easttown. It's very difficult to get those clues. That's what you need to know. Okay, and we've done all the hard stuff.
Yep.
Now we take our turn.
I feel like I should go first to get that acolyte.
Yeah.
Out of
Yeah,
the room.
absolutely. So just a quick rundown. We need you to get to the Curiosity Shop to start talking to Maria De Silva, which I can also do. We need to get 2 clues on her to beat this. Then we need to go also to the Curiosity Shop to clear it of clues so that we can find the relic. So all roads lead to the Curiosity Shop.
So my structure here is I move to the Curiosity Shop. The acolyte engages with me. We'll see how many clues come on the Curiosity Shop.
Yes.
And then I'm going to use my free attack to hopefully get rid of the acolyte. And then I have my +2 book here, so I think I can get at least 1 token on her.
Yeah.
By the time you're going.
And I can maybe do all of it, depending on how many clues are on the shop.
So we'll just see. We'll take them as we go. So Tony, I like this too, by the way. Standing policy from Joe Pizza. We do not negotiate with cultists.
That's exactly right.
So I'm going to move over to the Curiosity Shop. The acolyte's going to engage with me. I'm going to flip over the Curiosity Shop.
How many?
It is a Shroud of
4
2 with
per.
2 per player, so 4 total. North side is connected to the Curiosity Shop.
As normal.
While you are in the Curiosity Shop, reduce the cost of each relic asset you play by 2.
Oh, that would have been nice.
Yep. Okay, so I'm engaged with a cultist. I will go ahead and use my free attack on the cultist. I'm at a 7 to its 3 again. Anything but a -5 or a tentacle.
They're really happening, you know, I don't know, it's...
Skull?
Yeah, it's
Minus
fine.
X. X is the highest number of doom. It's 1, so -1.
Succeed by 2.
I succeed by 2, so he'll go away. I'll get him money because of the bounty.
These decks worked beautifully this game.
Fire.
I just can't even get over it.
They're both working. I won by 2, so I'll use my lucky cigarette case. Oh, Steven.
Yikes. Can you intel report those clues?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Sure
Did
enough.
you draw it?
Sure
I was
enough.
like, if he draws intel report, this is
All right.
out of control.
So I moved. It's so good.
This is out of control, man.
I moved. Free attack. So I have 2 actions left. I think I can, yeah, let's just do this. I'm going to pay 2 for intel report.
Yeah.
And I'm going to increase the cost by 2 to discover 2 clues at this location.
I love it so much. It's so,
So
good.
And then I have 1 action left. So now I'm going to parlay here. So I spend a money. And
You were at North Side, right?
Yep. So I moved.
So first action
free
move.
attack.
Oh, intel report costs you an
Yeah,
action.
and
Yeah.
intel report.
Okay.
So I spend a money, and I'm going to parlay, and then I chat with her testing book. My book is a 3. I'm going to go ahead and use this intel report that I
Yep.
played. Oh, I played intel report.
Oh, that's right. You get to attach it.
So now I can double do it.
Do you think you go 4 up here? So let me tell you what I think my plan is here. So I go Mr. Rook for 12 cards, and I try to find a deduction. Then I take a free move to that location. First action, investigate, deduction, clear both clues. That's the end of that act. I have 2 actions remaining where I can also parlay with Maria. So I think you go super heavy, or you can contribute to mine, but I have plenty of my own.
I feel like if I just guarantee 1,
Yeah, dad mode it out, yeah.
because I have 1 action left, right? So I'm going to contribute both of these. So +4.
Yeah.
So I'm at a 7 book to the 3 test. So again, the tentacle and the -5 are the
4
only
up.
things
If
that
you
are
can
gonna fail.
get 1 ahead, you'll remove 1 token from the bag. You got a wild or another book?
I'm all out.
Okay.
It's a chance we'll have to take.
Good luck. Good luck.
Nico, any plans to make Arkham compatible location connectors in the future?
We need to make a special 0 chaos token. And send it. We need to do that and send it to everybody who like watches the Arkham stream.
Or
this
everyone's
week.
just one of those fancy subscribers.
One of those fancy
Covenant
content.
subscribers. All right, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Tony Zero's delivering. Woo! That train is coming to town. All right, so we're going to put a token on her.
Put a token on her. Yeah.
And that'll be my turn.
So fascinatingly
Don't
good.
mind me.
Okay, so I'm going to start out, spend a secret on Mr. Rook to search the top 12 with Mandy's ability.
Andrew asked Joe, have you guys been counting the zeros? And he says, no, but we really should have been.
All right, 12 cards. Is there a deduction? Yes, there is.
No weakness, eh? Did you get a weakness?
And nope. Actually, wow.
That's a...
So Shocking Discovery is one of 2 cards in here?
Yeah, I like what just happened.
I wasn't even thinking about that, and that was insane. And an Astounding Revelation, of course. I don't have an Occult I think Occult Evidence and the Astounding and the bad one, both of my signatures are right here.
That's amazing.
That is
now
awful.
You know. Colin, Tony Morgan with his long quote pointing directly at you. The barrel opening makes a 0.
It's so cool.
Smoking gun.
Okay.
Chris Roscoe. No, but I have been counting the Reading Rainbow references. Apparently I'm at 3.
Wow. I'm going to gain 2
for
resources
this stream,
with
Chris,
Astounding.
or for just this entire series of streams?
Okay, so that plan worked. That's my deduction plan. I should not have done that with my weakness lurking. Like, that's probably a 8% play.
Chance.
I mean,
yeah.
Oof. But it worked. Weird. All right, let's pin into the queen, another fast action, use a charge, head over to the Curiosity Shop, because I'm now a mystical being.
All right.
Let's
a mystical queen.
A mystical queen. Let's investigate the Curiosity
Steven, the
Shop.
mystical queen. I like it.
I'm at 5, 6 for the Hawkeye folding camera. And let's go 7 on the deduction. And let's go ahead and just go 8 on Enraptured, so that I can get another charge on the pendant.
All right.
Now, so this is something that's fascinating with, let's look at Enraptured. This is a fascinating little combo with the pendant of the queen.
All right.
It's one of the only cards in the game that works like this, that puts a charge on something. And because I'm multi-classed into Arcane or Mystic, my pendant can get charged up by this level 0 Mystic card, which is a
really
cool little combo.
That pendant is insanity.
Yeah, it's a secret card, and because I have access to Mystic cards, I can use Enraptured. So I'm at +6 right now, and we'll see what happens. We know there's only one token that screws it up here. There's a +1. Didn't even need it. So 2 clues for deduction on my first action.
And what happens when we clear that?
That is the end of that scenario, or the next level of that act. So if there are, nope, other one, find the relic. If Relic of Ages is attached to it has +2 shroud, so it's at 4 shroud, which I did.
We just ignored.
If Relic of Ages is attached to a location with no remaining clues, which it is, advance. If it's attached to the Curiosity Shop, do the following. Sure enough, the relic is tucked away in a corner of the shop's storage room, hidden from sight. The investigator nearest the Curiosity Shop takes control of the Relic of Ages. Remove the remainder of the AB act deck from the game. If another act card is in play, continue playing. So this one's gone.
We're going to give this to you.
Sure.
Or...
It's fine. I don't think it's going to do anything.
Okay.
I mean, I can't even contribute it to a test, so I'm just holding it. Oh, and I need to take 1 for Kleptomania. I'll put that one on Ellie. I'll forget that for the rest of the game.
Yep.
Because what's it matter? All right, I've got 2 actions remaining. So...
Did you try to convince her?
Yeah, and we assume that if she gets convinced, it's going to go to the final stage where she's going to get weird and mean. And then it's a matter of working Ancient Stone in your Switchblade until it's
I'm confident
over.
in the stones and the blades. Sticks and stones.
All right, second action. Let's go ahead and do Maria's thing. So I will chat with her for a resource.
And then you're testing 3 book.
Let's go ahead and make that a 6, 7, 8 book.
8 book. Anything but the tentacle. The Cthulhu.
And we draw a 0. Easy peasy. Fresh and breezy.
All right, so she gets a second clue on her.
Yeah, I'm going to remove them all and advance. Strange occurrences. Iktaka has found the target of her investigation. The trail of the mysterious cult leads here. A thorough search of the area may reveal more. While you are at any... Oh, wait, no, sorry. Whoops, need to read the back. Maria takes a puff from her cigarette before responding to your questions. She tells you that she overheard some well-to-do patrons putting down several outrageously pricey bids on the Essley artifacts. I don't even know where these artifacts came from, but those people seem to know exactly what they were looking for, she claims. Perhaps if you follow this trail of money, you'll uncover more about this mysterious group that operates in Arkham's shadows. Remember that both Downtown and Rivertown are Iktaka's destinations. I think we can just remember that. It doesn't tell me to write it down. Downtown and Rivertown. Okay. One at a time in player order, each investigator discards the top card of the encounter deck. Each investigator who discards a treachery card must draw that card. So go ahead and do that. Discard.
Treachery. Nobody's home. Revelation. Attached to your location. If there are no clues on your location, nobody's home. Game Surge.
All right.
You must spend additional action to investigate attached location. Forced. Okay, so that just attaches and it gains Surge?
It gains, yeah, it does. It gains Surge, yeah. So you draw another one.
Treachery. False lead. If I have no clues, false lead, I have clues. I test book. For each point I fail by, I place a clue on the current location.
It probably doesn't matter. Can you imagine if we had gotten both of those things before we actually cleared the curiosity shop? Insane. Now, it will take a victory point away from us, and that's worth preventing, in my mind.
Well, I'm at a 3 book, down by 1, with nothing to contribute. Don't get greedy.
Let's bump it by 2.
So I'm at a 5.
Oh, I can't do that. I can bump it by 1. Let's bump it by 1.
4 to 4. We need Tony Zeros to deliver here.
I mean, give yourself a shot, right? Why not? Why not?
All right, here we go. Ready?
Yep.
Tony Zeros. 0 for the win.
I'm done. I mean, I don't know how this works.
How many zeros are in here?
I think there's 3 in the standard or 2 in the
So it's
standard.
1 and 5 or less?
That's
There's
unbelievable.
15 or 16 tokens in here?
How is that possible? This is unbelievable.
Just shrug. I don't know. Feels good, though.
All right, well, let me discard a card here. Hunting Shadow. Up. Choose one. Spend or take. I'm going to take 2 damage. 1 damage. 1 damage.
Chris Roscoe, how many zeros are in the bag? Infinity of your Zach.
Infinity zeros, man. That's insane. Okay, so we did that resolution. Advance to Act 3E, Strange Occurrences. Iktaka has found the target of her investigation. The trail of the mysterious cult leads here. A thorough search of the area may reveal more. While you're at any of Iktaka's destinations, Downtown or Rivertown, the first treachery you draw from the encounter deck each round gains Surge. If there are no clues remaining on each of Iktaka's destinations, advance.
All right, so we just need to go there and get the clues.
Here's an important thing. That Enraptured, I didn't actually add the charge to Pendant, so I'm going to do that because that's how you win the game.
Could be relevant. But you're just going to move there and grab those clues, man.
I'm probably just going to move there and grab those clues, yeah. I have 1 action remaining, right? Is that right? I can't remember.
I think that was
Let
it.
me think.
No, that was the end.
Flew over there, used Mr. Rook, flew over there, did an investigate with deduction and the other guy, the Enraptured. Success, that was the first action. Second action, parlayed with, then we flipped it. Second action, parlay with her, and that was it. So I have 1 action remaining.
All right. So you just want to fly over there this? Oh, you can't fly.
I can't fly this round, yeah. What should I do here?
Did she go away, Maria, or is she still here?
I think you remove her. I can read that to make sure, but...
Jonathan Davis says, Zach's made a pact with a great old one of 0 tokens.
Yeah, it's like bonkers. Okay, Strange Occurrences. Let's see. What do we do? Remove them and immediately advance. So no, nothing about her being removed.
She's going to sit there.
Still there, just smoking. You can let her hang out with your cigarette case if you want.
She showed it to me.
Okay, so we need to strip 2 clues off of Downtown.
I mean, you have to exhaust to use your pendant next round, right?
Yeah, I think
So,
I'm just going to move here.
You start moving, yeah?
Yeah, I'm just going to move here. Those 2 clues are technically removed off of her, if that matters to you.
Okay.
You know, the other thing I could do...
You just draw? You're going to fly over there, right?
Well, I can also just strip a clue with no test at all.
That makes sense.
And then I can move and then take a couple of tests and give it a shot.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah, that's easy.
All
Okay,
right.
but we're about to advance the agenda, so like all bets are off here.
The agenda.
I'm going to take 1 for Kleptomania And that's going to go to Steven.
And then we ready everything.
Any enemies that matter, so your aloof enemy, that doesn't matter over there. Everything stands up.
We draw a card and gain a buck first.
Draw a card and gain a buck. Now there's probably, I drew my Shocking Discovery. Nice. Shuffle it back into my deck. Ha! That's been very fortunate.
Oh
for me.
my goodness, I just drew the Money in the Bank card.
Another intel report?
Better.
Look what I
Well,
found.
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess intel report would be the Money in the Bank, because I could just clear it immediately. And then we could bail.
Okay, there we go.
Now we get bad cards though, right?
Now we get bad cards, and perhaps even worse, because before we do that, this is going to advance.
Oh, yeah.
So we go up to 4. It's at -2 because of Conspiracy of Blood.
All right.
So this could actually get weird. Now, if I were careful, I would probably have stayed in your location so that all of the enemies could collect onto you.
That's actually kind of fine, except for I think we both have a way to clear that location.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as one of us is free, we can go in the game.
Totally fair. The streets begin to empty as evening approaches. When the office buildings shut their doors, the clubs open theirs. This is the sun sets, Agenda 2B. The clubs open theirs in places both public and hidden from view. In downtown Arkham, the Ward Theater is well lit and filled to capacity. The surrounding streets, however, are eerily quiet. Only soft footsteps from nearby alleyways hint at any sign of life, and a cold wind whistles through the air. The workday might have ended, but your work is far from over. The figures walking down the street start to fill you with a sense of dread instead of comfort. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck if you would for me, please, Zach.
Yeah.
If there is only one act deck revealed or in play, place 2 Doom on the agenda.
That happens.
And in the final agenda, nothing weird happens. So we're so in the clear, it's out of control.
All right. And then it's our turn?
I'm unworried. Yep, and then you take a bad card and I'll take a bad card.
Oh, yeah. Wizard of the Order. Spawn any empty location, retaliate at the end of the Mythos phase, place a Doom on Wizard of the Order.
Any location. All right, here you go. See ya.
Just don't want them.
And for me, a Hunting Shadow.
What's it say?
It's peril.
Mm.
I'm holding on to my clues. I'll spend a clue. Nothing, no problem there. I guess, does spend one clue, does that go to the bank or does that go back to the location? I'll bet it goes to the bank.
I'm going to guess bank.
We have so many clues to spare, it's not going to matter. Okay. Done.
That was Hunting Shadow.
Okay, now, I'll give this one a crack here. What do you
May
think?
as well try. If you fail,
Pendant of the Queen.
come in and try to make
Exhaust
it happen.
it. Get a clue from any location. Yay.
And that doesn't even cost an action.
No action there. First action move.
Mm-hmm.
Fast magnifying glass to replace my ancient stone for the final. I guess Shocking Discovery is in there, so I don't want to risk drawing that. I think we'll just take an easy test here. Second action, let's investigate.
Oh, at the end of the Mythos phase, he gains a Doom.
Yeah, that's fine.
Immediately. All right, investigate.
It is a 3 shroud. I'm at a 5 +1 for the folding camera, +1 for the magnifying glass. So I'm currently at a 7. And I think that's about all I can do.
So the -5 and the Cthulhu token are the only thing that stops you.
Now the other thing I could do is I could draw 2 cards from the top 3 and potentially get some buffs. But I think I have 2 shots at this. It's going to be hard to miss.
Tentacle number 1.
Tentacle.
Odds are
Number 1.
the odds-o-meter on the poker interface is sliding down right now. I believe in you though.
Only 2 tokens still that would lose the game here. Not a problem. Not a problem. Not lose the game, but not win the game.
Definitely not win the game.
-3. That is a success.
All right.
Whee!
Is that it? Did we do it?
Let's look at it. Where is it? Strange occurrences. If there are no clues remaining on downtown or Rivertown, advance. Using information from the bank, you track the bidders to a warehouse in Rivertown. Inside, you find a bounty of information about the Esli, Relics, and Alejandro's expedition. Also worth noting, each of these acts has 2 different resolutions. So
Which one is this?
I'm just skipping the step where we decide.
What's the name of the act?
This is Uncovered the Conspiracy,
All right.
Act 3F. If Iktaka had been in the town hall, we'd read something, but because we're in downtown and Rivertown, here we go. The investigator nearest to Rivertown takes control of Iktaka. So we can go ahead and do that.
That's you.
What up? I have to discard an ally, technically. Remove the remainder of the act deck from the game. If another act card is in play, continue playing. Otherwise, proceed to R1. Just handled.
Say you want a resolution.
These decks, for the first time,
Just
really
fired.
exploded.
Yeah.
That's what experience will do, right? You feel yourself getting awesome.
Well, I feel like obviously the experience of the game and with our decks, I know a little more of what I'm doing now. Like setting up the easy mark turn that I had was relevant.
Okay, you arrive back at your house and take stock of the situation. Your investigation throughout the city has uncovered the existence of a secret cabal within Arkham. From what you can tell, they call themselves the Brotherhood. Very original. And they seem to know more about the Esli Relic and Alejandro's previous expedition than even you do. That's hard to believe. We were like in the jungle. I mean, we were there firsthand. Their methods are secret and furtive, and their motives elude you still. However, one piece of vital information has come to light. They seek a place known as the Nexus of Nakai, Iktaka claims. A map of Central America lies on the table before you, marked with the previous expedition's trail. I've heard of this place, but its exact location is not known to me. Once again, your mysterious guide appears to know more than she lets on. With no other leads to follow, you're left with no choice. Once more, you must journey into uncharted territory in search of answers. But will anyone return this time? Take a drink, because we got some words.
I was planning on.
Boy, I almost lost that one.
I got lost in the game. I was planning on doing the 4 o'clock witching hour where I go get pints of beer, but it's 4:20 and I feel like we've just finished, so I don't know if we have time for beer. Anyway, she's taking a drink. That's what that reminded me.
Check which acts were completed during this scenario. If Act 3B was completed, all of them were. I'm just going to start writing. Okay, so investigators found the missing relic.
Yes.
Okay, found the missing relic.
I love Daniel here saying, and swish, 3-pointer from half court. The inside stream jokes right there.
I know sports. If the Relic of Ages is not already part of an investigator's deck, any one investigator must choose to include it. This card does not count towards deck size. Anytime the owner of the relic leaves the campaign, choose another one to add it. So somebody's got to have the relic. I've got Ellie. I feel like I should be in charge of the relics.
Yep, you got it.
I can always put it in a nice test.
There you
Okay,
go.
Stephen will take the relic.
I got you.
Thank you. Okay, if the A-B deck is still in play, it's not. If Act 3D was completed, investigators rescued Alejandro.
We had checked all the boxes.
Alejandro.
I feel like the more we win, the more it's going to really hurt when we just get wrecked.
Actually, it's almost the opposite. So the biggest problem that people have with Arkham is it tends to get harder as you lose. Yeah,
It's
question marks
like
about.
a negative snowball instead of a come from behind mechanic.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, well, you didn't do all the things that would have helped you, so now you're even more hammered. So Alejandro Vela is already in your deck, right?
He was not. He was set aside. So does he
now.
go back in my deck?
Yeah, go back in. And then investigators forged a bond with Iktaka.
Told you we were frenemies.
I still haven't watched that Taylor Swift documentary.
It's good.
The real question, one of the reviews was like, how much is she crafting the end product to make her look the way she wants to look, right?
I mean,
she's a marketing genius. So that
it
everybody
is the
says,
genius. That's why part of why I'm so fascinated by it, because it's like, you just can't tell.
Any investigator may choose to include Iktaka as an ally. So see what that gives you.
You get +1 fight, +2 instead while attacking an enemy with victory X. You get +1 speed, +2 instead while attempting to evade an enemy with vengeance X. And as the circular action, after you add an enemy to the victory display, exhaust Iktaka, you each heal 1 horror. It's got to be me, right?
Everything you want.
I need heal horror, and I'm the one shooting the guns. Plus, it's a Magali card, so I want to get it.
Iktaka, the Forgotten Guardian. Anybody following along?
I told you we were frenemies.
I mean, that's really that's everything you could ever want in an ally. boosts your fight against victory things. It lets you run from things that are scary snakes that you might not want to shoot. And then it heals horror because that's your worst stat.
Yeah.
It was like built for you.
It definitely was.
The lead investigator earns the Expedition Journal. Well, here you go.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my gosh, that's great. What does it say, Expedition Journal?
Journal. Item, tome. You may take an additional action during your turn, which can only be used to explore.
So you get a free explore, and you also get a free attack if you have bounties out.
The flavor text in cursive, like it's written in a journal, says Sunday, July 12th, 1925. And then the words under it say ... What have we done? So this goes in my deck too?
And it does not count towards your deck size.
All right.
So you can add it just straight away. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value of each card in the victory display. Each investigator earns 1 additional experience for each Act 1 card that was completed during this scenario as you gain insight into the schemes of the Brotherhood. So 3
Three
plus,
on the board.
3 on the board, and 1 for Henry.
7?
7 XP. It's about to get saucy.
That really is a 3-point shot from half court.
That's a lot of experience.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
7 for all the Act 1. Wow.
Jiminy Christmas.
Proceed to resupply point.
I feel like it's going so ridiculously
See, that's the thing.
good.
If you do well, you get more experience to get better, to do better. It's clear now that you'll have to venture once more into the wilds before the mystery behind the Relic of Ages is solved. Each investigator has the option to choose additional supplies to add to his or her current list of supplies. In the campaign log under each investigator's supplies section, record those that have been chosen. Note, provisions, medicine, and now gasoline can be taken more than once by recording their name multiple times and spending the appropriate supply points. Before departing from Arkham, it might be a good idea to visit St. Mary's Hospital. Each investigator who has a poison weakness may spend 3 experience to remove it from the deck.
I get to make that choice next time, right? When we're using our experience?
No, this is a single moment where we're in the hospital before we depart. Now, here's another thing that's worth noting. Each investigator can spend 5 experience to remove a point of trauma. No way, right? Not even close. I mean, the poison one is hard. I don't even know that I would do that.
Just looking at my options here.
Borrowed time is a request from Jim Van Fleet. I also really like you going with the skeleton key. That's a real good one, especially when you can backpack it.
I think I need to.
Do you go to the hospital or not?
To get rid of the poison.
All right, I love that. Good.
If we hadn't just clocked in 7 experience for no good reason.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get 7 XP and you're gonna get 4 XP. But poison is gone. Well, good to go. Does he have a poison weakness? Yes, Ryan, he did. It's a permanent, so it doesn't go in his deck. Yeah, it's over here by the
I got rid of
by the thing. All right, now we can spend supply points to purchase 1 or more of the supplies below. We get 5 supply points each, and we get to maintain whatever we had previously.
What do I have right now?
So you have. Hold on. Let me put this away. I'm going to rewrite these because I feel like we're going to need them. Okay, so Mandy, that's me. I have medicine ×1 and a blanket. Tony, you have provisions ×1 and a torch or / torches. We have 5 points. 1 for provisions, 2 for medicine, 1 for gasoline, enough for a long journey by car. 2 for a blanket, 2 for a canteen, 2 for a compass, 2 for binoculars, 2 for chalk, 2 for a pocket knife, too small to be used as a reliable weapon but easily concealed, and 2 for a pickaxe for breaking apart rocky surfaces.
So I already have provisions, and you already have medicine.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, how many points is gasoline?
1.
I'm going to definitely take a gasoline.
All right, so Tony gets a gasoline.
I have a torch, so what could go wrong?
You're the fire guy. So 4 points remaining.
And then I feel like I want to take 2 of the random items.
Yeah.
So part of me thinks that, like, read the like rando items to me again.
Pickaxe, pocket knife, chalk, binoculars, compass, canteen, blanket.
So I'm tempted to take like a compass and a pocket knife because I feel like I get into trouble.
You could also take an instance of medicine for 2. Let's not forget that. Just keep that in mind. I already have one.
I feel like one between us is enough.
All right, all right.
It hedges against like both being poisoned, but if only one of us gets it, then like hopefully they can
All right,
heal
I
the
like
other.
the moxie there. So pocket knife and compass?
Let's go pocket knife and compass.
Okay, you're a pretty cool guy. Okay.
Tony Zeros, man.
Pocket knife, compass. I'm gonna go one instance of provisions.
I do feel like you need provisions.
Food. And then I'm going to get the pickaxe because that just seems like that's going to be so handy. And I feel like Mandy would take chalk, but like it's chalk. You know? Like as compared to binoculars, we got like 2 experience for binoculars just for having them last time. Binoculars. We got to see what's going on.
All right.
I'll leave the chalk to the mystics. Okay, to be continued. The story continues in the next Mythos pack, The Boundary Beyond. Zach, that was incredible.
So
I feel like we took some lumps early, and then we found our footing. The decks, this is where like, okay, here's the reality of this. If you're
keep talking. I'm gonna get a drink.
If you're new or I can't. This is like folding a map. I look like a child right now. Hold on.
Toss it. Recycle it.
Oh yeah, we can just, well, we might need to play through it again. Just sometimes you forget that people are watching you right now, you know?
Yeah, like it's just us hanging out playing games.
Okay, there it is. That's like a map folds, kind of. All right, so I think that like, if you're not coming in as an experienced deck builder, and if you're also not coming in as somebody who is willing to ditch key cards like your Tony Colts, even though it didn't matter that game, or the pendant stuff last game, knowing like no cards are sacred, use what's best in the moment, understand the odds, and then if you don't build a really good deck and really have the cards to do that. Now, we didn't have a full card pool, but I feel like we were able to find synergies that really gave us an advantage against these agendas and scenarios. So I think a lot of people, if you're starting out, again, this is why the Investigator decks are going to be great, the starter decks.
They just have everything ready for you in the experience track, and like it's probably gonna have a synergy that kind of works with it.
If I've never played a game like this before, and I step into the core set of Arkham Horror, and
Terrifying.
even let's say the core set in Forgotten Age like we did today, and I don't know anything about deck building, it's going to be a complete disaster. Like you're going to get absolutely wrecked. So that's also another thing, the hedge against the difficulty of Arkham is being very meticulous when it comes to deck building, having an upgrade path in mind, and having the cards available to actually make something that works.
Yeah, and I think you did a really good job with the decks, but also I think we've had key moments in every game where we pitch cards we don't want to.
Yeah.
Because whether it's theme or just general goodness, like I had this, so I did the backpack and I had the experienced Switchblade in my bag.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the Colt that I got rid of, and it's like technically the Colt being out would have been really good. But ultimately, the upgraded knife does almost as much work.
Yep.
Because I get the +2 and the +1 damage. I don't get the extra money, but I ended up with a ton of money.
Like the beauty of the Colt is, you can spend your bounties more freely because you get 1 bounty back when you succeed, and you can get +3 instead of +2.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what you're looking at, right?
But like it costs 2 less resources. So like, and I guarantee I had that, and I have another Colt in the deck.
Yep.
So in my head, it was just like, but again, there was one game where you got rid of one of the 3 cards that you need to get the pendant out.
Yeah, the pendant. I got rid of both of them. Yeah.
And it's like, literally, I think all 3 games there have been moments where it was like we were willing to get rid of cards.
Yeah.
Even though I think a lot of times new players, I see this in Champions a lot, where players want to hold on to certain cards. It's like, everyone's been talking about how good this one card is.
And it's really more of an idea. Like you hold on to cards because this is what my deck's built around, not because in this particular moment when I need to adapt to this situation, this is a necessity. Like, I see so many players get locked into the idea of my deck is supposed to have these 5 cards on the table to be fully realized.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's never really going to be achievable. And like at the very end, I kind of got my full spread, but sometimes you got to sacrifice and just be like, okay, I'll not have that ally this game because this test is too important to fail, or I need to discard this card instead. So that's some advice I would give if you guys are watching this. And you're new to the game, or you're intermediate, you're dusting off your collection again, for the first,
We've seen a lot of people
second,
commenting.
third
That's really
time.
cool.
That's some stuff to take with you. Keep in mind, I think that we can offer in terms of help is that one thing that I've learned in Arkham, and I think that general just card game playing over time, is don't be attached to these cards.
Don't be sentimental.
Don't be sentimental. Look at your scenario card and see what the symbols are averaging out.
I think the way you explain the math to me every time is very critical.
Yeah.
Where it's like understanding what's in the bag,
Yes.
and then basically like
Only zeros.
we know there were a couple times where I was like, "Oh, commit a card," and you were like, "Well, it doesn't really do much
Doesn't knock
to
off
commit
any
the card."
Yeah.
I think that math is pretty important to understand. Just to like, I feel like we're mathematically making good choices a lot
Yes.
thanks to that experience. But if you were
Good
totally new,
Arkham
you would
players
just
are going
like
to do that.
drop stuff in, right?
Yeah.
And hope it works out.
Yeah, so basically look at your, generally in standard, a +2 differentiation or differential is sufficient. In hard and expert, you got to be at +3 or greater because the bag's so much harder. And then always reference the back of your scenario, the scenario card to see what is actually on the table in terms of what these numbers could be. Like if we were on hard, for instance, the skull would be the total number of doom in play. So whereas it was 1 instance of doom, now it's potentially a -2, -3 more likely.
Yeah.
-2 on the hood still, but you take 2 damage. -2 on the tablet, but you place a doom on every cultist if you don't succeed by at least 2. So now the skull is way
really
harder.
bad.
And then the gas mask goes up to a -3, and if you fail, you lose one of your clues. So basically, most of those scenarios go to -3.
You
So
just get
now
wrecked, man.
you've got to be very particular about the test that you do.
Yeah.
If-
Hey, this is a cool note. Jared said about the new starter decks that are coming out later this year. Apparently, they're going to
Cool.
come with a sheet that explains how to play and different upgrade paths you can take with that character. I think that is so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
So a couple of things you need to know from us too. I think we'll probably hang out we got some more time, Zach. Let's
Yeah.
hang out some more. A couple of things that you guys should know. So we did, in response to all the messages and comments and whatnot that we've gotten about how can we help during COVID and while your business is shut down and whatnot. The simplest way and the most efficient way for us, given the tools that we have as a business, was just to launch a simple subscription for anybody who wants to support it. It's called a content membership. $20 a month. It's available on our website. It's just going to be a $20 a month charge. We don't necessarily need that. We're being super careful on the payroll side of things. We're doing everything we can to cut costs so that we can pay employees as long as possible. Everybody here has actually gone down to the same salary. It's not really a salary because it's not fancy.
Bare minimum, make sure people can pay their fundamental
There's
bills.
a number, and everybody's getting that number until we're out of it so that everybody can get paid as long as possible, the absolutely essential amount rather than different tiers. Because at this point, we're kind of all in this together.
Well, we don't know, like, how long is this going to go on? What kind
Yeah.
of assistance are people going to get? How long are we in lockdown? And, like, what are the ultimate ramifications on tabletop and us as business? We did a podcast last week where we
Yeah.
talked, speculated a lot. And then it kind of got a lot more serious over the weekend.
Really, day by
And
day. Yeah.
we basically shut the office down and stuff. So it's definitely not the case that we'll stop streaming if people don't sign up. But at the same time, for people looking to contribute and help us be successful and help us make sure we can make it through this, that's a really great way to do it. And there's already also been a lot of people buying stuff,
Yeah.
which
it's
is
been
also
awesome.
helpful.
Yeah, we've noticed.
But our intent is to stream 5 days a week for as long as this isolation goes on, and every content member is going to be really helpful just in terms of allowing us to survive and pay our employees and stuff. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we appreciate anything you want to do there. And then as far as the starter decks, we did launch a new subscription today specifically for those kinds of investigator starter products. We don't know if there will be additional ones, but if there are additional starter decks and you're a subscriber to that particular subscription, we'll keep them coming as long as they keep coming out. And that's a good way to not only get in line for those like a pre-order, but you don't have to pay ahead of time, so you don't have to pre-order anything. And so if you want those starter decks, all 5 of them we believe will come out at once. So the price is $14.95 times 5. I think it's 70 some odd dollars. And that's why the price is as it is on the sub. We also got a question regarding Power Rangers, it looks like. Growing thread on Here's the Grid saying that we're not fulfilling the Power Rangers subscription for the second Kickstarter because of the shutdowns. That's perfectly fine and reasonable. I can't seem to find anywhere stated by you guys. I know that you were literally talking to people this morning. So Zach, is there an update on that?
I sent an email heading into this stream looking for a final update. Basically, we don't know.
Everything's chaos, by the way,
yes.
right now.
Yes. So our goal is to get that out as soon as possible. We haven't charged for it yet because there was crazy stuff going on when that was supposed to be shipping or whatever.
Renegade's dealing with.
Yeah. So as soon as we have a final confirmation on exactly what's happening, the first thing we're going to do is email everyone that's a subscriber. And if it happens to be that we aren't going to be able to get the product in to get it out to you, we'll get it out to you as soon as we can, but we're going to try to get you that product as soon as possible.
There shouldn't be, based on, unless, it would be a fundamental failure of ethics, ultimately on the part of Renegade, just being honest, in terms of what we have been told about the availability of those products throughout this entire process. I think it would be hard to believe that we wouldn't be able to fulfill on that. The timelines may be a little bit compromised.
We'll definitely be able to fulfill.
Okay,
that's never been in question.
Good.
As much as it's the timelines, I know because a lot of the backers started getting shipments last week or late last week. But that how exactly that process works, I know that is fulfilled by, like, the first Kickstarter was fulfilled by, I forget the name of the service, but there's literally a service that is fulfillment from Kickstarter, and it's like publishers send stuff in there all the time to be like handled, which is different obviously than the way we get product because we're not a backer in that direct kind of individual person kind of way. So anyways, all of that said, we're doing everything we can and have been to get information on that as soon as possible.
It's been like a weekly discussion.
Yes.
And worth noting that we were supposed to have those products when they were being shipped to backers. Like, that was the entire idea.
Yeah.
But I think now, because certain shipping lanes closed and other ones didn't, the ones that didn't close are the ones that are funneling through Kickstarter, and the ones that did close or are delayed or we're finding new ways to get those products is how we were supposed to get them. So they may be slightly delayed on our end. We're trying to find out as much information as we can. That's kind of where we are.
For sure.
We also saw Chris Verostko asking about the subcharges on the Investigator decks. I imagine that's months and months away, right? I don't even know.
The coy way that they answered it on the stream, I think coy is the right word, correct me if I'm wrong, was that they usually like to announce products 2 or 3 months ahead of release. And so they were announcing this product on the stream yesterday. But it was the caveat that was attached to that was also everything going on right now with Corona makes that questionable, because the stream where they announced it yesterday with FFG had been planned before any of this happened. So I assume that means that we're in March, so the original intended release was June-ish. How Corona affects everything is still to be determined. But if it is June, then you would get charged a couple weeks before it comes out. So early June, probably late May at the absolute earliest.
Yep, that makes sense. And it'll always be 2 weeks. I won't say always, just because this industry doesn't live in an always space. But 99% of the time, 2 weeks before the official release date of that product or those waves, that's when your subcharges are going to hit.
Chris says, actually, no, sorry, I meant the content membership.
Oh, so when you sign up for the content membership, it's like a normal $20 a month thing. So you get charged $20 immediately, and then 31 days later, or 30 days later, or next month, however they do it. I don't know how memberships work. Do you do it by the month or by the?
I think it's the same calendar day.
Okay.
So like if you sign up on the 25th, then the 25th of next month you would get charged again. And then if you sign up in a, like, let's say you sign up on the 31st, but there's not a 31st, a lot of times you'll just get charged on the 30th.
Right on. Okay. So yeah, so $20 now, and then a month later, $20, a month later, $20. Now you can, if you wanted to, you could technically sign up for a $20, hey, yeah, how are you, and then cancel. That'd work too. Like I said, we're not saying we need this to continue. We're not saying that we need this to keep streaming. We're going to keep doing everything we're doing, and we're going to handle this internally as best we can. But we're just responding to the amount of people who just are asking for a way to help out, and we're giving you an avenue to do that.
What I can say is, regardless of how long this goes on, and he had another question for you, but regardless of how long it goes on, something we don't necessarily talk about a ton is the vast majority, basically all of them, of our resources goes into pushing tabletop forward and developing everything that we're doing. So
like these LED panels.
Yeah, like upgrading our stream. We want to get an overhead camera. We want to spend more time creating more content, etc. And there's all sorts of stuff, actually, that we want to do. So that said, it's the kind of thing where anyone that is contributing in this way, it's going to go directly towards allowing us to do things just like this and more. And we really appreciate it, and it is super helpful. And Chris said it says $0 due right now, so he was confused.
Yeah, so that's unfortunately, we build our entire subscription system about subscribing to products. So this is a virtual subscription. There's no products attached to it. So the system is saying, oh, well, the products are $0 products, so we're not going to charge you for these products. But it's a standard $20 a month subscription, and we'll probably clean that up as best we can. It depends on how much it costs to do that. Development's expensive. So like making that kind of a change to our checkout process could be thousands of dollars, which we could not do right now. So we'll take a look at it. Sorry for the confusion in the meantime. And then Zach, let's spend some money. I only have one more thing that I want.
Okay, so the way we're doing this is after every session, we plan on spending $40.
Yeah, we currently have about 40 to spend because we're maxed out, and we can go ahead and do experience now too if we want. But I'm gonna get the Dunwich Mythos board.
All right, so you're buying the board, and now we have $15 left.
Yeah, so now I'm boarded up and I've got tokens.
Well, we're running out of packs to even buy.
We can't buy any packs because we'd rather those be available
for
to
people at home,
other people.
So we're done with the budget.
We're done with the budget. We're absolutely done with the budget.
All right, I'm gonna organize my deck so I can look at my experience.
Let me introduce. I'll introduce a weird variable for you. How about that?
All right.
Let's make things weird.
How about we do a change to our plan on the stream?
Do you have any health tokens? Did you pick any up extras?
Yeah, you have a few coming from me. How many should I have?
I need 2. You should have 5.
Oh, look, that's genius. I see what you did.
Yeah, and actually you can store these.
That's what I'm doing right now.
If you're actually,
I'm just dropping all my
differently than you.
Tokens in.
I'll do the same.
I was like, where do I want to put these tokens? In the board.
Yeah, the outlines matter too. You can't put the thing in the wrong place.
Would you look at that?
Now some people also build the health and then subtract it so that when it's empty they're dead.
That would make, that's a way of doing it. People do it with champions too.
It's easier in some ways and harder in some ways.
Sleekers Mobile, we ended up with 7 experience. And Chris says, sounds great to me. Assuming you're signing up, thank you so much for doing that. It means the world. Legitimately.
All right, there's that. Let's put Mandy in there. Now I feel like I can relax. We need to get some mini sleeves. We got some in there, but again, I'm not going to buy them from the store. What about this, Zach?
Picture this.
I have 2 weird products in my...
Oh, man. You're going downtown here.
These are each $100. You can save up for them. Here's some early prototypes of different runs for the Forgotten Age board. You want to throw those on there?
You want to switch the angle?
This is actually a different process
Material?
that we used on that guy.
You want to switch the angle?
Yeah. What about this one? This one I actually was very close to choosing.
People are going to freak out.
Well, we went with green because it was the kind of the color of the cycle. There's another one that we did.
How do those look?
Look at that. They're even felted, man.
They've got a old
same design
vibe to
that one's
them.
beautiful. That red one's beautiful. I would run that like with a Survivor.
It's hard to even explain what's going on here.
And then the gray one is kind of the stone. So we looked at the stone texture, which is what this one is. And then we looked at kind of the clay-looking texture. Went with the green because you're in the jungle and it just makes too much sense to do it.
Yeah, the green looks real good.
The wax as
well.
well.
Like dark green.
So I'm going to put these on the table. Those are going to be worth
something. What are you doing?
Do you actually want these?
Do I?
I'm going to make them worth $80.
Are they rubber? Are they
session.
feeling plastic? They're definitely a resin plastic.
Yeah, it's a hard resin. It's a process. They're actually the molds and stuff. We actually use a wood on that, a wood grain, to give them
the texture,
the actual texture of a living thing. Yeah, they're hard. They feel like clay, really. They're not. It costs a lot to add that to the process. Let me tell you, we have looked at it.
Clay?
Yeah, ceramic is what we call that in the business. Maybe we'll give these away.
You got people excited by thinking you were going to do something and then you didn't.
Maybe I will.
I don't know.
How do we even choose?
I'll tell you what. I'd be tempted to choose one of those content subscribers or members. Woo!
Alrighty. All right, I'm gonna put these boys away. Let's think about what we want to do experience-wise.
Yeah, I was breaking out my deck.
I've got the board, so we're pretty much done. That's kind of cool. So what's our ending budget, ultimately?
It was 210
6,
plus
7, 8.
technically what's the campaign tokens go for?
39.
So that's I'm gonna round up on that.
Yep.
So we're at 250.
But the consumer psychology.
250 plus we bought one pack, 265. Plus we each bought $40 in tokens and boards, right?
Yes. Wait, where did the 265 come from?
210 on the product.
Uh-huh.
Plus we bought a pack.
Yeah.
That's 225.
Mm-hmm.
Plus we bought the campaign set, which is 40.
265.
265. Plus we each spent 40.
Yeah.
So that puts us at 345.
Nice math. 345 all in.
Plus 10 on the coin cases.
350. So 350
Yep.
total for the
350,
entire spread.
We easily got our decks built, and we are going to have a complete campaign. And so far, getting through the 3 scenarios has taken us, if you count opening and sorting and stuff, about 15 hours of content.
And then if we add deck building to that, let's add about 5 hours to that. So how many hours is that?
Oh my God, dude, this is hilarious. Kovac
How many
says
hours total?
15 so far. If each other scenario takes us 4 hours, that's going to be 20 more hours. And that's assuming we don't rebuild
So
our
let's
decks.
say 40 hours probably. Because
Yeah.
I spent about 5 hours deck building.
And that's assuming
at
we
least.
don't. That's one playthrough with this one deck. That's not. And that's also not playing the core set scenarios.
Oh, that's true, which we do have access to. So let's assume we do those as well.
And technically, we bought the Dream Eaters box, so we could play through those first 2 scenarios.
I'm going to go to 80 hours. That's about $4 an hour right now that we're spending.
What is it per person?
$2. I mean, would I spend $2 an hour to have this experience? Every day.
That's
every
amazing.
time. Yeah, every time I would do
Like
that.
compared to.
What's a movie?
Well, it depends on when you go, right? But if let's say it's a $10 ticket, it's $5 an hour for a 2-hour movie. And if it's a weekend night, it's a $20 ticket, so $10 an hour.
I mean, it's
And
devastatingly better.
The thing about it, too, is that, of course, if you invest, as an example, what's the cost of that? 25 plus 60, 90, $110 more to get you a whole new cycle.
Yep.
So then you basically add another 40, 50 hours.
It's like what do you call that? Whenever you add more and you get a better benefit?
It's an efficiency.
Yeah, but it's
curve.
like there's a profit name for it. I forget it. The business school types always talk about it.
Exponential? Exponential.
Revenue, what do you call it? Where like every additional dollar, you've already met fixed costs. Every additional dollar.
Scalability?
Yeah, I guess. I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
there's a fancy word for it. Profit scalability, I guess, is what it is.
That's one way to talk about it.
So for every additional cycle we buy now, because we already have all the accessories and whatnot, we have more value going into that cycle, and it costs us less comparatively.
I mean, it's the reality of like, obviously, I feel like some of these scenarios you play enough and maybe you wouldn't want to explore them again. Like,
Yeah.
But I think you at least get 2 or 3 plays. This particularly feels like it's built to be.
I'd take another investigator through this.
Yeah. So like, even if you assume 2 each, your cost per hour goes down to like $1.
Here's the other thing. Yeah.
And if you add another scenario, all these cards are usable again, and the boards and the tokens and all that stuff.
Next time we do like Guardian Mystic,
Yeah.
we
it's
go
totally
through the
different
same thing.
experience.
We currently have access to 10 investigators. No, we have 15 investigators.
Yeah, and we're not seeing a large chunk of the card pool. Again,
I'm convinced already.
that said, this is funny. I like this. I just have to get this nickname out there. Kovac says the red one's nice. Seems kind of weathered, yes. But then Obi Doob says Teasing Steven, which is hilarious.
Oh,
And then
that's
Ryan
great.
says, you had us a giveaway. Leah says, I like giveaways.
Oh yeah, sorry. We're on the board that whole time. Sorry guys. Tell me that on the chat too. Sometimes I get weird.
Yeah, and then actually, this is even better. Sleekers Mobile says that's why you pick up the Return 2 series.
Oh my gosh, John, thank you so much. Just subscribed. Love you guys. Hope it helps. Thanks, John Burlingham. We appreciate that so
Yeah,
very much.
legitimately. Seriously.
Our entire lives. I mean, I don't want to wax about it.
Don't wax.
I'm not
We
gonna
appreciate
wax.
it. That's all
We
you
really
need to say.
appreciate it. It means everything.
Oh yeah, I need to spin my experience. Let's do that first, then we can get out of here. So tomorrow we're jumping right in. What was I saying? Teasing Steven? Yeah, we will give those away by the conclusion of this series. I'll say that.
Oh
much.
wow, using your CEO powers there.
Yep.
I guess we're doing that now.
Or sell them, or do something. We won't have possession of them by the end. How about that?
No, let's give them away. We'll figure out how to give them away.
Yeah, I dig the idea of like, particularly, again, the idea of the content subscription and the number of people, or the membership, the number of people that messaged us was high. And it was astounding, honestly. I like the idea of giving back to people that are giving to us.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Everybody's
we'll
giving
figure
to
that out.
us, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I feel like right now. It's almost what do they call it, embarrassment of riches?
Yes, that sounds like something that someone we would interview
Christian
that's been
said
in the
it a lot.
industry for a while.
Christian
would say.
Peterson said it a lot. I'm just over here organizing the cards.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It doesn't go unnoticed.
Hey, Hemi Maria.
Maria.
Miskatonic, okay.
Sleeker's Mobile Clorox, wipe those things down before you ship them.
Yeah, right? We're being super careful on the shipping side. Zach and I aren't touching that. And it's only Robert working on the shipping
Eric the
side.
Red says, just order the tokens and Forgotten Mythos boards. Eric, thank you so much. Means the world,
That's
honestly.
what I'm talking about.
Really appreciate it.
It means...
And I'm really excited. I'm telling you, the R&D list is chock full of Arkham-related compatible things.
It's so true.
And now, having tasted Arkham in a proper way, although I haven't been wrecked by it yet, I feel like I need that like disgruntled.
Maybe you don't. I mean, maybe it's better that doesn't happen. I like you happy about Arkham. I feel like it's better.
A good spin?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited to see the things we've talked about now. Because I can talk about them conceptually.
I mean, yeah, we're working on the boards for Carcosa and Dream Eaters and Circle and Done. I mean, I can tell you that.
Ryan Roper says, I'd be more inclined to do the content subscription if you would commit to doing more than one stream a week after the quarantine is over.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't even know if it'll exist after the quarantine is over. We may axe it. I mean, this is a total hip shot in the moment of, well, here we are. We can't operate as a normal business anymore. So here's something. So whether or not it continues after this period, we will see. And then maybe we do explore what it means or how it changes or those kinds of things.
Well, and I think the part of what's important here is that we just legitimately don't know how long this is going to go.
Yeah.
So if all of this grinds to a halt for 6 months, it's a very different reality about what we can and can't do as a group of people, right? And like, this is one thing that we can keep doing, and we're glad people are hanging out and enjoying it.
Man, there's so many treacheries that we did not draw.
Toothy Wisdom, you'll get that tomorrow, Zach. Don't worry. I'm excited.
Yeah, keep thinking it's going to happen. As long as you draw zeros, I don't think the game is very hard.
Well, my strategy in life is just,
Just
work
be
real
lucky.
hard and get a little lucky.
I've always said luck is way preferable to skill. You know, when I had role-playing characters, I would always prioritize luck. Luck is the best stat.
Captain Thorne says, I'm sold on the Carcosa board. The stars haven't aligned for me to get the Carcosa Doom tokens yet. I'm jonesing those so bad. Just so you're aware, those just went in stock today, and I just checked just to make sure.
It's going to be a while on those boards, too.
They've been on again, off again. The Carcosa limited edition Doom tokens are currently available.
Yeah. Yeah, and so basically what we want to do is we want to get those lines caught up through all of the cycles, and then what happens after that is exciting. There's a lot of good ideas floating around right now. Okay, Threads of Fate goes there, done. And I can put this back in its pack. And then Zach, why don't you talk us through what you might buy with your experience? Do you want me to keep the camera on you?
Sure. Join me. Together. So I spent 3, I have 4 left, right?
You have 4 experience remaining.
Right, I'm just going to put cards over here that I really like. So High Roller is a card that I'm into. It's cost 2. I already have 1 in my deck. I don't know that I want 2 in my deck, actually.
It gives you 2 tests with High Roller because you exhaust to do it, so you could use it twice if you had 2 out.
I don't have to spend 3 once?
No, so like you can use High Roller like once for 1 test, but if you had 2 High Rollers out, you could use another one for the second test.
Yeah.
So it isn't waste of time if you have 2 out.
Yeah, because if you hit the first one, then it gives you an even better shot at hitting. Yeah, I get it. So I'll put that there. I also like Lola Santiago, although the +1 book, +1 speed is not exactly my thing. But she does.
Would have been really helpful that game.
Yeah. She does let me exhaust. I feel like we're going back to the jungle, though, where there's going to be fights. And I have a ton. I got 2 extra allies put in my deck.
The jungle prioritizes the foot stat. I'm almost certain, because snakes are everywhere. And then you always need book. But you got a lot of allies. You already got 2 allies, don't you?
2+. It was the 2 got added.
Oh, yeah, you don't need another ally then.
I do really like the Switchblade.
Yeah.
Like the consistency of that Switchblade, and I could upgrade to the others from my basic Switchblade for 1 or 0, because it's a 0.
It would cost you 3 experience, yeah, because of the taboo list.
I really like Hot Streak. I could spend all 4 on it.
Just gain 10 like that. You were not hurting for money, though.
No.
You need something to do with that money.
Skeleton Key. Exceptional. What's exceptional mean? 1.
1 copy, double experience.
Fast. It cost me 4 then. Action, attach the skeleton key to your location. If it is already attached to your location, detach it and return it to your play area instead. Set the attached location shroud value to 1.
So basically, any location can be a 1 shroud.
I feel like a lot of times I end up by myself with a bunch of enemies, though.
It's true.
So, like, it would be helpful to you, maybe, but...
Well, no, I mean, it just means that you can investigate things instead of me doing all the investigating. So, like, if there's a 5 shroud and I'm overdoing something else, you can actually pass those tests.
I feel like eventually at least a 1 of a skeleton key is really good.
Yeah, with that backpack, searching for 9 is pretty solid. Yeah.
Borrowed time, also exceptional. It would cost me 6. I don't have that, so see you later. Sure Gamble, fast. Play after you reveal a chaos token with a negative modifier, switch it.
Now, that's an interesting card.
But it's no icon, so it doesn't work with my crystallizer.
Sure, yeah, let's think about Sure Gamble for
Plus,
a second.
I always hit 0s.
I mean, you turn that -5 to a +5. It is pretty good synergy with your cigarette case, so you can, and your switchblade, so you can pretty well hedge against that. But not having icons is kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Anything else on the horizon?
That's really about it.
Okay. Oh wait, let's not forget the neutrals.
Yeah, hit me with it.
There are some neutrals in here worth
Alan
your
says
attention.
+0 to -0.
Okay, check these bad boys out. Do you have a bunch of neck slots, right?
Neck slots?
That's what your 2 accessory slots are, I think.
Yeah. So I could do another relic hunter.
You could play 3. There you go. Now we're getting somewhere. You could do charisma.
Charisma's
and have 2
pretty
allies.
good.
Yeah.
Yep. Ornate bow.
Yeah.
Nope.
You got hands.
Hemispheric map.
Yeah. So check out. Read hemispheric map.
While your current location is connected to at least 2 other locations, you get +1 mind and +1 book. While your current location is connected to at least 4 other locations, you get additional +1 mind and +1 book.
Interesting. Does it sit in a what slot?
That's a neck slot.
You can't do that. Why is it a neck slot?
Time Worm brand. It costs 5.
Time War brand's incredible.
Bulletproof
It's
vest.
too good though. That vest isn't bad.
Oh, 4 health. That's fine.
Yeah.
I have
4
9
soak.
health. Elder Sign amulet. Nope.
Same thing. Sanity soak.
That's it, man. So
All right.
to me, it's literally, I'll put charisma back in the consideration pool.
Yeah.
But I'm a little bit leaning towards upgrading my switchblade, my basic switchblade, and then saving my 1 experience.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to update. Now we have both of my switchblades are experienced switchblades. And these will go back in the pile.
Yeah,
And
that's
I have
good.
1 experience.
Okay, so I'll get you at 1. Okay. Thank you, Captain Thorne. That's fantastic. Appreciate you ordering those.
Did you
They're
grab
great.
the Doom tokens? That's awesome.
Here's a weird thing, a fun fact you guys might not know. You know that yellow sign that you see everywhere that everybody uses? So we originally were going to design the Carcosa token with that yellow sign on it because, yeah, that's kind of what I see when I Google yellow sign and whatnot. It's copyrighted.
Someone owns it.
It's copyrighted by the RPG Modifius people, I believe, is who it is. So we reached out to them and said, hey, do you mind if we use this? And they were like, we do mind. And then we were like, well, you got some work to do around the internet because nobody else seems to care that you mind. And that's why we did a different yellow sign, which was pulled from the spine of the original Yellow King by Chambers. If you look at the original, the spine has a little snake symbol on it with a rod.
Nice.
And so that's what we used for the yellow sign on our Carcosa
And that
token.
is copyright free at this point.
Copyright free. Yep. Okay. Cards from the Dream Eaters box. Do we not have those out? Hold on, Zach. We may have more for you. Let me double check.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Oh my.
So many more. Wait, maybe not so many more.
It's a catastrophe.
We've got those guys. Let's see if there's anything else here that matters. I think the rest of these are 0. What else is in Dream Eaters that we don't currently have on the table?
Okay, yeah, these are medium. They're not doing anything crazy.
I do feel like we're missing some. Nope, not missing anything there. And you can play Rogue Events and Skills, right? Here, you could play those. You can play Survivor.
All right, so Lure.
That's a pretty cool card. And it's a great double book for your thing.
No, it doesn't work. Remember, we did this because it attaches to the location. And
that's why it's in the pile, yeah. We're getting ahead of ourselves and how good things are. And yeah.
Jacob says, well, maybe not so many. I think we're good.
Okay, and then let's talk about Mandy.
You got 7 experience. I mean,
I'm ready.
You get to run wild. A little Hulk Hogan action here.
So I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Oh, great.
Let's get. Obviously, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my other ancient stone. It's going to become a great ancient stone.
There's a stone beyond the stone.
So that's going to be 3 of my 7.
So you had 2 of the ancient stones, and you're upgrading the second one.
Upgrading the second one. And then I'm going to add Cryptic Research as well with my last 4.
What's
that's
that do?
Fast, draw 3 cards. So that's my ancient stone ammo, basically.
Oh, draw 3 cards fast. They don't get an attack of opportunity. You do 3 damage.
3
and
immediate
you get 3
damage.
cards, which is pretty sweet.
Now, in a weird world where I actually have 2 ancient stones out with and not the Hawkeye camera, that would trigger for 6 damage on an enemy.
Wow.
So if something shows up that's really big and scary, I can play the second ancient stone, maybe
to roll in
more
and
charges,
hit him
roll
for 6.
in and hit him for 6. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I can
you
do
can
the
see
explosive.
these things building, and we're going to eventually pull this stuff off.
Oh, Captain Thorne, that's fantastic. I love your version. This is coming from someone who has published academic papers on the King in Yellow.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. You would get along very well with our lead designer, Jonathan, also my brother. He did his final paper on Godzilla. So there you go.
His thesis, some would say.
Now, I could also do double deduction over Cryptic Research to get 3 clues of the deduction with an extra book icon. So this is the level 2 deduction that we're looking at. I like that a lot too.
Yeah, but
That's playing more into my role. And then I can get this next encounter.
if we get 4 experience.
We will. I'm going to do that, Zach.
All right.
I feel like deduction.
So Cryptic Research out, deduction experienced version in.
Let's take you guys into the. So we're going to upgrade. That's worth 4 minus 1, so that's 3 experience there. I'm definitely going to upgrade one of these deductions into that, into that. That's 2, and then I have 2 left. So I need something to cut for another deduction. Truth from Fiction is high on the list. As is, no, I know what it is. It's this. Ooh, but that's got some good icons for these next tests.
Have you played through Forgotten Age?
No, I just know that head and foot are all of the things that the jungle is going to throw at us. I've got plenty of icons here. I've played like almost, I think I've played right up to this point about, but it was a long time ago. I actually remember nothing, which is exciting. Okay, let's do a Truth from Fiction. That deals in secrets. That helps power up Mr. Rook, but I could just play a new Mr. Rook with that amount of cash. I'll keep my Dark Prophecy in here just in case things get weird, and upgrade that into a deduction. So 2 for the fresh deduction for level 0, 2 for a level 0 deduction into a normal deduction. And we are getting better.
Yep, the decks are getting better. So that's pretty sweet. We have an amazing set of ancient. The ancient stones are amazing, right?
They are so good.
And then you upgraded your 1 deduction and added a second one.
Yep.
And they're both experienced, so they're better.
So I've now got essentially the best suite that I can get. And it's funny because Mandy's actually missing a really good card for her because we don't have the pack, which is the one where you contribute it to a test. And if you're successful, you search the top 3 and draw 1 card.
Super good.
Could draw 2 cards or search the top 6 with that boy.
Alex Kaiser just started watching. How'd the last mission go? It went exceptionally well.
Went great.
This will be available on YouTube and Facebook if you want to watch it back. But definitely had some tight moments, but then it ultimately went very well for us.
All right. Well, I think it's about time to get out of here. What do you think?
I think so. All the way till tomorrow.
Thanks everybody for being here and for being a part of this and what we're doing, and for for all of the isolation orders that are going on and everything weird in the world. Just stay safe. We'll get through it. We've been having conversations at home, Shannon and I, about like, what does this mean? How long is it gonna last? Like,
no one knows yet.
We don't know. So we're doing our best just to keep our heads up, and hopefully the stream provides a little bit of value for you in that regard. I'm not going to stand up and allow the stream to awkwardly end because there's only 2 of us here.
And I'll talk until you close us out.
So,
but yeah,
goodbye.
See ya. Bye, Steven. Tomorrow we're going to be, I believe, playing through what's the next? Do you know the name of the next pack?
Yeah, we're going to do the Boundary Beyond.
The Boundary Beyond.
Maybe.
I'm looking forward to it. Everyone in chat has been saying we're going to get wrecked. So we'll put that to the test. We'll see if old Tony Zeros has anything to say about that.
I heard that yesterday.
Yeah, I did too. That's all I'm saying. Again, we really appreciate it. We're looking forward to tomorrow. Stay safe, stay sane, and stay healthy. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.